Lu Changsheng's soul crossed into the world of cultivation, and he became an elder of Mount Shu, acquiring the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator. He simulated the lives of disciples, returned teachings, and received rewards for the disciples. Realm Advancements. This book is also known as, What Should I Do When My Master Is Too Kind to Me? My Master never hides anything from me, and, my Master is omniscient. Elder Lu, tomorrow marks our Mount Shu's once-in-a-decade disciple selection ceremony. The sect leader has decreed that all elders not in seclusion must attend. Elder Lu, I am aware. What a strange man. From within his cave abode came the voice of Elder Lu, the Mount Shu disciple who had come to relay the message muttered dejectedly. Lu Changsheng was one of the elders of Mount Shu. 100 years ago, he stepped into the nascent soul realm and had been in closed-door cultivation ever since. Most disciples who joined Mount Shu in the last 100 years had never seen this elder. If it wasn't for the disciple selection ceremony, even the inner sect disciples would have forgotten that Mount Shu had such an elder. Then, Junior takes his leave. The Mount Shu disciple summoned his flying sword and sped off into the sky, standing atop the sword. Sword flight is an essential skill for inner sect disciples of Mount Shu, signifying at least the cultivation level of the Qi transformation realm. Disciple selection ceremony. Within his cave abode, Lu Changsheng murmured to himself. Lu Changsheng's soul had transmigrated to this world of cultivation, and it took him 3 days to assimilate all the memories of this body. This elder of Mount Shu, also named Lu Changsheng, perished 3 days ago from his soul entering deviance while attempting to break through to the Dao Palace realm. Mount Shu, one of the 6 great orthodox sects of Sha State, was established hundreds of thousands of years ago. Despite countless dynastic changes in the mundane world, it stood unyielding, taking it upon itself to slay demons, eliminate evil, and uphold the heavenly order. Mount Shu was an unprecedentedly massive floating mountain with hundreds of peaks, both large and small. Each peak had an elder, at least a nascent soul realm inner sect disciple who had made significant contributions to Mount Shu, and only then could one qualify to become an elder. Lu Changsheng was one such elder who did not have much of a presence. Confirmation successful. Loading Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator. Loading complete. Detecting the number of hosts disciples. Current number of disciples, 0. A cold voice echoed through Lu Changsheng's sea of consciousness. Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator. Lu Changsheng was thrilled. It seemed this was the golden finger he had obtained after crossing over. Lu Changsheng carefully studied the system. The Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator could reveal a disciple's talent, simulate the disciple's life, and even trigger rewards for the mentor as the disciple's cultivation improved. The higher the disciple's cultivation, the richer the mentoring rewards. Because Lu Changsheng was a cultivation fanatic, solely focused on his own advancement, he presently did not have a single disciple. It wasn't that the more disciples you have, the better. In fact, having too many disciples could hinder one's own cultivation. Therefore, most Mount Shu elders abide by the principle of quality over quantity, taking on disciples only if they encounter someone with exceptional talent and character. To become stronger by taking disciples. Lu Changsheng, now clear on the function of the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator, patiently awaited the next day's Mount Shu disciple selection ceremony. From the memories of this body, Lu Changsheng knew that the Mount Shu disciple selection ceremony was an event of Sha State held once every 10 years, a grand occasion. Families and commoners within 100,000 li of Sha State did everything they could to get their progeny into Mount Shu for cultivation. After all, Mount Shu was one of the 6 great orthodox sects of Sha State, with a high reputation for slaying demons and eliminating evil. In Great Sha, many households worshipped clay figures of ancestor Taoist Taiching of Mount Shu, the devotion enduring for hundreds of thousands of years. Due to his closed-door cultivation and hermit-like existence, Lu Changsheng had missed the previous 9 disciple selection ceremonies. Now that he had acquired the disciple apprenticeship system, he could perhaps find a disciple with impressive talent during this ceremony. The next day, Lu Changsheng, with a longsword on his back, left his cave dwelling which he hadn't left for 100 years. With a thought, the longsword flew out from behind him, and Lu Changsheng used his qi to control the sword, transforming into a streak of light that broke through the sea of clouds. The clouds flowed like the wind as he flew towards the great hall of Mount Shu. Among the clouds, Lu Changsheng's streak of light was not the only one. Other elders of Mount Shu were also on their way. Multicolored streaks of light shuttled through the cloud sea, a sight of grandeur. This was the foundation of Mount Shu. The main peak of Mount Shu stood 10,000 feet tall, piercing the heavens, with an aura as grand as fighting bulls. In the plaza of the Great Hall of Mount Shu, thousands of young men and women from the 100 counties of Sha State had gathered, the number no less than 10,000. These young men and women had already gone through preliminary rounds of selection, or else their numbers would have been countless. One by one, the elders of Mount Shu flew in on their swords, entering the main hall of Mount Shu. Their imposing presences were awe-inspiring, and the people in the plaza of the main hall looked up at these elders passing overhead as if they were ants gazing up at the towering trees of the sky. The elders of Mount Shu, with the lowest among them being cultivators of the nascent soul realm, made the millennial families seem insignificant in their presence. Mount Shu truly lives up to its reputation as an ancient sect with a heritage of several 100,000 years, with a deep foundation. There are hundreds of elders at the nascent soul realm. It is said that before the current sect leader of Mount Shu took charge, he had already broken through to the Tao Palace realm 3,000 years ago. After 3,000 years, his cultivation must have reached an unimaginable level. Among the 6 great orthodox sects, Mount Shu ranks first. If you, young sect leader, could be taken as a disciple by an elder of Mount Shu, or even by the sect leader himself, our family's prospects would be promising. Your Highness, joining Mount Shu is a matter that concerns the millennial heritage of our great Sha dynasty. Success or failure hinges on this moment. People in the plaza of the main hall of Mount Shu were filled with longing as they watched the elders pass by. Inside the main hall of Mount Shu, hundreds of Mount Shu elders had congregated, each one looking distinguished and exuding righteousness. Mount Shu is an orthodox sect, and the current disciple recruitment ceremony is primarily to admit a new batch of Mount Shu disciples, but also to showcase their foundation to the nefarious factions and deter the demons. Brother Lu, you've finally come out of seclusion. It has been 100 years since our last meeting. Back then, you were one of the few disciples the sect leader valued the most, reaching the nascent soul realm after just 50 years of cultivation. Time flies, and your cultivation must have significantly improved. A familiar voice rang out. A middle-aged man with a square-shaped face wearing a green robe smiled warmly as he greeted Lu Changsheng. Lu Changsheng quickly searched his memory and soon identified the man, his senior apprentice brother, Li Changye, a mighty cultivator with great accomplishment in the Tao Palace realm, the foremost disciple of the current sect leader of Mount Shu. 300 years ago, Li Changye fought 1 against 3, slaying 3 cultivators of the demonic Tao, all in the Tao Palace realm, and struck awe among the 6 orthodox sects and 4 demon sects. Li Changye was regarded by the other 5 orthodox sects as the elder most likely to succeed as sect leader of Mount Shu. Other reclusive elders of Mount Shu, who practiced from the previous generation, might not necessarily be inferior to Li Changye in terms of cultivation, but these old peculiar beings were of the same generation as the sect leader and would no longer vie for the position of sect leader. Nascent soul realm with great accomplishment, it seems, Brother Lu, you'll soon break through to the Tao Palace realm. Congratulations, Brother Lu. Li Changye saw through Lu Changsheng's cultivation. Lu Changsheng was at the 9th level of the nascent soul realm, just a step away from the Tao Palace realm. One could become an elder of Mount Shu at the nascent soul realm, but the Tao Palace realm is where Mount Shu's true pillars of strength lay. Lu Changsheng's cultivation over 150 years, advancing successively through the Foundation Establishment realm, the Qi Transformation realm, and the Golden Core realm to reach the nascent soul realm, then closing himself off for 100 years, was on the verge of stepping into the Tao Palace realm. Such speed of cultivation was notable even among the ranks of Mount Shu. Lu Changsheng had decent aptitude to begin with, or else he would not have stood out during the discipleship ceremony and been chosen as a disciple by the sect leader of Mount Shu. However, what Li Changye didn't know was that the original Lu Changsheng, due to his excessive dedication to cultivation, had become extreme and ultimately perished from cultivation deviation. And the Lu Changsheng before him had come from a distant place called Earth. Thank you, senior brother. This time, I've ended my seclusion for 2 reasons, to clear my mind, and to see if there are any promising youths. I intend to take on 1 or 2 disciples. Ha ha ha, who would have thought the solitary brother Lu would have a day when he wanted to take on disciples, truly remarkable. Li Changye was chatting with Lu Changsheng when his expression suddenly turned solemn. The sect leader has arrived. Chapter 2. Boom. A vast and oppressive force descended upon the main peak of Mount Shu, silencing the incessantly noisy crowd in front of the hall as well as the Mount Shu elders and disciples within. The entire main peak of Mount Shu trembled slightly, as clouds churned and a purple aura swept in from 3,000 miles away. Some outsiders who had never witnessed such a sight were trembling in their souls. A figure appeared out of thin air at the main seat of the Grand Hall of Mount Shu, with hair and beard flecked with gray, an aura of a sage about him, clothed in a Taoist robe adorned with the Taiji yin-yang symbols, and his profound eyes reminiscent of the vast starry sky. The elder waved his sleeve, and the terrifying pressure that enveloped Mount Shu's main peak was swallowed up like by a whale, vanishing in an instant. Greetings, sect leader. Greetings, sect leader. Mount Shu's many highly cultivated elders were all respectful and reverent, performing salutations to the elder seated in the main seat. He was the 27th sect leader of Mount Shu, the Taiyuan true person, the overtly strongest fighter of Mount Shu, who, 3,000 years ago, had already reached the Tao Palace realm. Changye, during my seclusion, has there been any disturbance in Sha State? Reporting to the sect leader, all is calm in Sha State. However, there seems to be some unrest in Huang State, which has had a slight impact on us. I will report the details to the sect leader afterward. Changsheng, it's been 100 years since we last met. Your cultivation has improved a great deal, but cultivators should be wary of isolated cultivation. It is a grave taboo. It's good that you've managed to overcome your inner demons and emerge from seclusion. Taiyuan true person's piercing gaze swept over him, completely perceiving Lu Changsheng's level of cultivation. However, even with Taiyuan true person's level of cultivation, he didn't know that his disciple's soul had already been replaced by someone else. After exchanging a few pleasantries with the elders, Taiyuan true person slowly said, since all the elders, except those in seclusion, are present, let's begin the disciple apprenticeship ceremony. Yes. By the sect leader's command, the disciple apprenticeship ceremony begins. Li Chengyi's voice, loud as thunder, echoed throughout the main peak of Mount Shu, and the myriad mortals waiting to have their talents tested were all solemn. A cultivator with great accomplishment in the Tao Palace realm is someone they would look up to for their entire lives. A large mirror flew out from the Grand Hall, growing larger in the wind and floating above the square, emitting an astonishing spiritual energy. This is Mount Shu's low-grade immortal artifact, the gallbladder mirror. This object can assess physique, comprehension, and chi destiny. It's truly marvelous. The reason why each generation of Mount Shu is brimming with talent is due to the gallbladder mirror's merit. Mount Shu's foundations are indeed unfathomably deep. Some old servants who had followed their young masters to Mount Shu, worldly and well informed, cried out in amazement. A low-grade immortal artifact is not something that mortals, let alone cultivators, could see even once in their lifetimes. Mount Shu's outer sect disciples maintained order, dividing the crowd into groups of 10, who went in turn to stand in front of the gallbladder mirror to test their qualifications. Every one of them was nervous. Becoming a disciple of Mount Shu, especially an inner sect disciple, would set them on the path of cultivation, changing their encounters in life, no longer remaining as mere mortals. Among the crowd were the children of prestigious families, princes, princesses, and loose cultivators. Kai Zian, root bone mediocre, comprehension poor, chi destiny poor, cultivation at the third layer of foundation establishment realm, unqualified. Lin Chunping, root bone high grade, comprehension mediocre, chi destiny mediocre, cultivation at the fifth layer of foundation establishment realm, qualified. Chen Ruyi, root bone low grade, comprehension high grade, chi destiny high grade, cultivation at sixth layer of foundation establishment realm, qualified. Ellipsis. The gallbladder mirror displayed everyone's qualifications, and anyone with too low grade aspects was deemed unworthy of the way of the immortals. Those who were qualified could become the outer sect disciples of Mount Shu, whilst only those taken as disciples by the sect leader or elders could become inner sect disciples. Lu Changsheng activated the search function of the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator. His invisible divine sense covered the whole of Mount Shu's main peak, revealing the qualifications of everyone except for the sect leader, Taiyuan true person. It was not only root bone, comprehension, and chi destiny that Lu Changsheng could see, but also things that even the gallbladder mirror couldn't. Looking towards his senior brother, Li Changye, a brilliant golden light burst from the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator in his sea of consciousness, and Li Changye's information appeared in Lu Changsheng's mind. Li Changye, talent, eternal wilderness body, fire spirit root, cursed with gambling. Backquote, cultivation, 9th layer of Dao Palace Realm. Dao Bone, 500 years. As expected of the most valued direct disciple of the sect leader of Mount Shu, Taiyuan Zhenren, with just 500 years of cultivation, he has reached the 9th layer of the Dao Palace Realm, only half a step away from the Void Refinement Realm. Senior brother actually has a special physique, the eternal wilderness body, but such a person who possesses such cultivation always loses in gambling. It seems his chi destiny is lacking. Lu Changsheng secretly scrutinized his senior brother Li Changye's talents. Li Changye was extraordinarily gifted, but it was impossible for Lu Changsheng to accept him as a disciple. Lu Changsheng shook his head, his divine sense scanning over the mortals below being tested, looking for a suitable candidate for discipleship. The higher a disciple's cultivation rises, the more generous the rewards from the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator. Training a disciple in the nascent soul realm is far more valuable than training 100 disciples in the chi transformation realm. The higher the disciple's talents, the faster the cultivation speed, which is why quality should not be sacrificed for quantity. Bamboo Shuangshu, root bone of medium grade, comprehension of lower grade, chi destiny of lower grade, no special physique. Not good, not good. Chu Feiyan, root bone of high grade, comprehension of high grade, chi destiny of high grade, no special physique, definitely can become an outer sect disciple, even with elders willing to take them as inner sect disciples. Li Gang, damn, heavenly slaughter lone star. Lu Changsheng saw a mortal named Li Gang whose talent was actually heavenly slaughter lone star. The fate of the heavenly slaughter lone star doesn't affect the person themselves but is extremely harmful to those around them. Having such a disciple might mean not living to see next year. Xiao Shangdao, root bone of supreme grade, comprehension of supreme grade, chi destiny of high grade, cultivation in the 3rd layer of the chi transformation realm, possesses a special physique, the spirit sword physique. The Mount Shu elders who were selecting disciples suddenly burst into excitement. The gallbladder mirror shook violently, displaying 3 golden ancient seal characters, spirit sword physique. Even Taiyuan Zhenren was moved by this. A special physique indicates extremely high talent. The eldest senior brother, Li Changye, was almost unmatched within the same realm thanks to the eternal wilderness body. This is the 3rd prince of Liang Kingdom, Xiao Shangdao. Who would have thought that the royal family of Liang Kingdom would produce someone with the spirit sword physique? Indeed, Mount Shu's fortune is waxing strong. With a disciple having the spirit sword physique, in 1,000 years, this person will surely become a pillar of Mount Shu. The crowd waiting for the talent test was in an uproar. A special physique, 1 in a million. Without a sword in hand but one in the heart, the comprehension of the sword Dao by someone with the spirit sword physique is as simple as eating and drinking water for a mortal. Li Changye, hands behind his back, looked towards Xiao Shangdao with apparent appreciation for this youth. Many Mount Shu elders had eager eyes, they all wanted to take Xiao Shangdao as a disciple, a rare gem that could be encountered only once in a millennium. Yet, no one dared to openly accept Xiao Shangdao as a disciple. The reason was simple. With a rough jade, an unskilled craftsman dare not carve, lest it becomes a waste of heaven-sent talents. Everyone turned their gazes unanimously towards Taiyuan Zhenren, for here, the only one capable of nurturing the spirit sword physique seemed to be Taiyuan Zhenren himself. I have fortuitously attained some insight recently and must go into seclusion for some time. The affairs of Mount Shu will be handled by you, the eldest senior brother, in my stead. As for this, Xiao Shangdao, Changye, you may accept him as your disciple. Me, the eldest senior brother is indeed the most suitable. Yes, yes, The many Mount Shu elders were all convinced by the eldest senior brother Li Changyi's abilities, so they had no objections to Taiyuan Zhenren's decision. Other than Taiyuan Zhenren and the reclusive old monsters on the back mountain, here, only the eldest senior brother Li Changye was qualified to take the spirit sword physique as a disciple. While everyone's attention was drawn to the rare spirit sword physique that appeared once in 1,000 years, Lu Changsheng's disciple apprenticeship simulator had found a plain and unremarkable youth in the crowd. Talent, Heart of the Innocent. Chapter 3. Lu Changsheng's gaze fell upon a young attendant of Xiao Shangdao, the third prince of Liang Kingdom. With his spirit sword physique, Xiao Shangdao had alarmed the people of Mount Shu, so much so that even the eldest senior brother, Li Changye, decided to personally take him as a disciple. However, the disciple apprenticeship simulator showed that Xiao Shangdao's attendant possessed the heart of the innocent, with potential even above Xiao Shangdao himself. With virtue as profound as that of an innocent child, those with the heart of the innocent, although seemingly mediocre, with slow progress in the early stages of immortal cultivation, might just reach enlightenment upon embarking on the path of immortality, possibly in just one day. According to ancient Mount Shu records, 80,000 years ago, there was an outer sect disciple who spent 50 years advancing from the foundation establishment realm to the Qi transformation realm, but in a single day, he gained path comprehension, leaping directly from the Qi transformation realm over the golden core realm and the nascent soul realm to the Tao palace realm. The sect leader at the time, believing he had the heart of the innocent, made an exception to accept him as a disciple. Such a disciple is a rare find. Xiao Shangdao, I intend to take you as my disciple, do you wish to accept? Li Changye extended the offer of discipleship, and mortals awaiting their trials below all cast envious glances at the third prince of Liang Kingdom. Li Changye was regarded as the foremost among the young elders of Mount Shu and was a candidate to be the next sect leader. To become Li Changye's chief disciple meant a boundless future. Liang Kingdom is one of the vassal states of the Great Xia dynasty, and with Mount Shu as its backer, the stature of Liang Kingdom will rise. The third prince of Liang Kingdom possesses the spirit sword physique, and in the future, he is at least guaranteed to be an elder of Mount Shu. I wonder if the third prince is already married. If we could form a marital alliance with him, our family could soar to great heights. Dream on. The third prince is not only of the Liang royal family but also a Mount Shu disciple. Why would he take an interest in a daughter from an ordinary prestigious family? Many prestigious families and loose cultivators whispered among themselves. This disciple is willing. Xiao Shangdao's eyes blazed with fervor, and he immediately agreed. With the true person of Taiyuan in constant seclusion, Li Changye effectively oversaw Mount Shu on his behalf. Being taken as Li Changye's chief disciple meant that ascending to the position of sect leader of Mount Shu was not an impossible dream. Congratulations, Your Highness, for achieving your wish and being accepted into Mount Shu. From now on, our Liang Kingdom doesn't need to look to other feudal states any longer. This joyful news must be reported to His Majesty immediately. The Liang Kingdom military generals escorting Xiao Shangdao and his entourage congratulated him and then prepared to make their journey back home. Mount Shu disciples are not permitted to bring servants, even if they are princes from the mortal kingdoms. Before the colossal presence of Mount Shu, the mortal kingdoms seem insignificant. Hold on. The voice of Lu Changsheng rang out, causing the Liang Kingdom's people to startle. What important matter brings the elder here? The Liang Kingdom's people were apprehensive. Had they inadvertently offended this Mount Shu elder? I see that this person has the fate of an immortal, and I intend to take him as a disciple. Lu Changsheng pointed to a youth dressed in green. This young man had a very ordinary appearance, and at first glance, looked somewhat honest and simple, hardly the sort that would be described as having the fate of an immortal. Changzi, the elder wants to take you as a disciple. You really are lucky. Aren't you going to bow and thank the elder quickly? The leading Liang Kingdom military general, a high-level expert in the Qi transformation realm, knew that for a mortal, having a Mount Shu elder willing to take him as a disciple was a tremendous fortune, so he hurriedly urged the youth to pay respects. The youth was somewhat puzzled as he scratched his head, but I didn't sign up to join Mount Shu. You single-minded fellow, I really don't understand how the elder sees potential in you. The Liang Kingdom military general held his forehead in frustration. It was a chance of a lifetime that ordinary people could not even dream of. Mount Shu's recruitment of disciples is not limited to the grand ceremony of accepting disciples. As long as you are willing to take me as your master, you can embark on the path of immortal cultivation, and Liang Kingdom will benefit as well, said Lu Changsheng, whispering. Like a devil, disciple is willing. After a serious consideration, the youth accepted the offer, to the urgent dismay of those around. This was an opportunity to become an inner sect disciple of Mount Shu. Very well, Lu Changsheng satisfactorily accepted his first disciple. Lu has actually taken a disciple. Could it be that this person possesses some unique traits? Why not use the gallbladder mirror to see his aptitude? The other Mount Shu elders, finding the usually solitary Lu Changsheng willing to take a young boy as a disciple, began to chatter with excitement, eager for gossip. Taiyuan, also somewhat puzzled, activated the immortal artifact gallbladder mirror, directing it towards the boy. The gallbladder mirror revealed the boy's aptitude: Lin Qingzi, lower grade root bone, lower grade comprehension, lower grade chi destiny, no special physique. A group of Mount Shu elders were stunned speechless. Initially, they had assumed Lu Changsheng's apprentice to be a genius, but they hadn't expected such mediocrity. With such aptitude, without the favor of Mount Shu's elders, he wouldn't even qualify to be an outer sect disciple. Brother Lu, this person's aptitude is too mediocre. Are you sure you want to take him as a disciple? Many Mount Shu elders sent over looks of doubt. You understand nothing, Lu Changsheng muttered to himself. A disciple with the heart of the innocent is a rare find in 10,000 years. Ahem, aptitude is one thing, but character is more important. Lu Changsheng forcibly explained. Taiyuan and Li Changye nodded in approval. This had been one of Mount Shu's founding principles. Let the disciple recruitment ceremony continue. After Lu Changsheng took his disciple, the recruitment ceremony proceeded, with more candidates being taken as disciples by Mount Shu elders, while those not favored by elders could only become outer sect disciples of Mount Shu. Should they make significant progress in their cultivation or contributions to Mount Shu, outer sect disciples could become inner sect disciples, or even elders. Apart from Xiao Shangdao, several disciples with special physiques stood out and were taken as disciples by several senior elders. The strengths of special physiques varied, and even though these disciples' special physiques were more formidable than those of ordinary cultivators, they still couldn't compare to the eternal wilderness body or the spirit sword physique. This child was picked up from the battlefield by the naval commander of Liang country, and he also serves as a chess attendant for the third prince. Aside from his skill in chess, he usually seems rather slow-witted. Should he cause any offense in the future, I ask for your understanding. Taoist priest Qingzi, you must cultivate diligently and not miss this opportunity for immortality. Before leaving, the Liang Kingdom's military general entrusted Lin Qingzi to Lu Changsheng. Xiao Shangdao glanced at his follower, also not expecting that an orphan would be taken as a disciple by a Mount Shu elder. Fortunately, Lu Changsheng was just an ordinary elder of Mount Shu, not as prominent as Li Changye. Otherwise, where would he, the third prince, place his face if his own retainer were to surpass him in cultivation? Xiao Shangdao clenched his fists. With his aptitude, becoming a Mount Shu elder in the future was not difficult, and he would certainly not be surpassed by an orphan. Lu Changsheng paid no attention to Xiao Shangdao's thoughts but turned to check the panel of his newly accepted disciple on the disciple apprenticeship simulator. Lin Qingzi, talents: heart of the innocent, innate spirit vein, wood spirit root. Cultivation, foundation establishment realm, first layer. Dao bone, 15 years. Merits: 0. Mind technique: none. Magic treasure: none. Generosity opportunities today: 1/1. Blessing opportunities today: 1/1. Simulation opportunities today: 1/1. Chapter 4, Qingyan Peak, shrouded in clouds and mist, was abundant with spiritual energy. Birds sang in, flowers bloomed, and from time to time, immortal cranes soared high with rainbows hanging across the sky and the clear sound of streams flowing. The spiritual energy in Mount Shu was denser than in ordinary places. To call it a cave heaven, blessed land wouldn't be an exaggeration. Qingyan Peak was one of Mount Shu's peaks and also the cave abode of Lu Changsheng. This is Qingyan Peak. It has a formation that confines the spiritual energy, preventing it from leaking out of Mount Shu. From now on, this will be the place where you and I cultivate in Reside. The cave abode at the peak is where I go into seclusion for meditation. Halfway up the mountain is reserved for the disciples to cultivate, and at the foot of the mountain is where the miscellaneous workers of Mount Shu reside. Currently, I only have you as a disciple, so you are the only one living halfway up the mountain. But in the future, you will have junior brothers and sisters. As the eldest senior brother, you must cultivate diligently to avoid being surpassed by your junior fellow disciples. Lu Changsheng, eager to try the return function of the disciple apprenticeship system, brought Lin Qingzi back to his own cave abode. Sit on this meditation cushion. Lu Changsheng pointed to a meditation cushion inside the cave abode. Once Lin Qingzi sat down, Lu Changsheng placed his palm on Lin Qingzi's head. Master, what are you going to do? Your cultivation level is too low. I'm going to transfer some of my cultivation to you. Relax your entire body. Lu Changsheng saw that Lin Qingzi's root bone was too poor and that his cultivation was only at the first layer of the foundation establishment realm. If Lin Qingzi were to cultivate step by step, who knows how long it would take to elevate his cultivation. Therefore, Lu Changsheng decided to directly consume his own cultivation to help Lin Qingzi advance in his realms. Master, you mustn't, this will consume your own cultivation. Lin Qingzi became anxious. He had heard that cultivators could improve their cultivation levels by undergoing a power infusing initiation, but such a method greatly exhausts the cultivator who imparts the cultivation. Often not worth the loss, and may even result in a fall in cultivation level. He had just become a disciple, and yet Lu Changsheng was willing to sacrifice his own cultivation to help him advance his levels. Such a master was too generous. Enough talk, remember, a master's order must not be disobeyed. Lu Changsheng began transferring cultivation. The spiritual energy from his palm poured into Lin Qingzi's heavenly spirit, then merged into his zodiac meridians, circulated and flowed, and finally settled in the dantian, helping Lin Qingzi to establish his dantian and solidify his foundation. Being at the 9th layer of the nascent soul realm, a strand of spiritual energy was immensely overwhelming for Lin Qingzi, who was only at the 1st layer of the foundation establishment realm. Lin Qingzi clenched his teeth, his face flushed red, as the cultivation transferred by Lu Changsheng nearly burst him open. This was Lu Changsheng's first time transferring cultivation to his disciple, and he hadn't grasped the right amount of spiritual energy to infuse, pouring just a tiny bit too much. But Lin Qingzi was notably stubborn. When Lu Changsheng told him to keep quiet, he restrained himself from speaking. Besides, Lin Qingzi was deeply moved by Lu Changsheng's willingness to damage his own cultivation for him and dared not say more. Fortunately, Lin Qingzi had an innate spirit vein, allowing him to withstand more spiritual energy. Otherwise, if he were a mortal, he would have already exploded and died. 1 day's cultivation, 2 days' cultivation, 3 days' cultivation. Time trickled by, and Lin Qingzi's cultivation level was rapidly increasing. True to the innate spirit vein, Lin Qingzi's meridians quickly adapted to the spiritual energy transmitted by Lu Changsheng. So, Lu Changsheng continued to pour spiritual energy, a tiny bit more yet again. 48 days cultivation, 49 days cultivation, 50 days cultivation. Lin Qingzi's forehead bulged with veins, and he let out a pained groan. Lu Changsheng had slightly overestimated the strength of his meridians. If this continued, he would explode. Stop. Realizing Lin Qingzi had reached his limit, Lu Changsheng quickly ended the power infusing initiation. All in all, Lu Changsheng had poured 50 days of cultivation into Lin Qingzi. 50 days of Lu Changsheng's cultivation was a massive windfall for Lin Qingzi, who was at the foundation establishment realm. Ding, you've transmitted 50 days of heavenly cultivation to your disciple, Lin Qingzi. Lin Qingzi actually received 10 days of heavenly cultivation. Lin Qingzi's current realm is the 3rd level of the foundation establishment realm. After refining all the spiritual energy, he can be promoted to the 5th level of the foundation establishment realm. Before refining all the spiritual energy, you may not transmit power again or it will damage the meridians. Ding, you have received a 100-fold return reward for discipline, 1000 days of heavenly cultivation. Ding, the number of times you can transmit power today has decreased by 1. Becoming a mentor actually yields rewards. Lu Changsheng's heart surged with excitement. The efficiency of power infusing initiation wasn't high. Lu Changsheng spent 50 days of his cultivation, but Lin Qingzi only received 10 days. It was originally a losing deal, which is why so few cultivators are willing to perform the power-infusing initiation. However, Lu Changsheng had the disciple apprenticeship simulator. By transmitting 50 days of cultivation, he could receive 1,000 days as compensation, effectively saving nearly 3 years of cultivation time. Lu Changsheng felt a massive surge of pure spiritual energy suddenly emerge in his dantian, and the nascent soul within his sea of consciousness grew in size, bringing him one step closer to opening his Tao palace. Thump, thump, thump. Lin Qingzi kowtowed solemnly to Lu Changsheng, deeply moved. Disciple understands that the power-infusing initiation can damage master's cultivation. Your great kindness and virtue, Qingzi will never forget for all eternity. Please, master, do not do this again. Not do this again. Lu Changsheng actually wished he could perform the power-infusing initiation for Lin Qingzi every day, to take advantage of the system's loophole. After you return and refine all the spiritual energy, come back to the cave dwelling to find me, and I will transmit power to you again. Lu Changsheng felt some regret. It will take Lin Qingzi some time to refine the spiritual energy he transmitted and solidify his foundation. During this period, he could not transmit power again, as it would be the equivalent of trying to help a shoot grow by pulling it upward. At this rate, Lin Qingzi will soon reach the Qi transformation realm. According to the introduction of the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator, every time a disciple advances to a higher major realm, a reward can be collected. The further you go, the more substantial the rewards become. Moreover, rewarding disciples with treasures, cultivation techniques, and elixir pills can also result in rewards, but the rewarded items must not exceed the disciple's current major realm. From what Master said, he will often perform power-infusing initiation for me. Lin Qingzi's eyes widened, and he became unable to think. In his memory, even the state preceptor of Liang Kingdom wouldn't sacrifice his own cultivation to enhance the realm of a prince, let alone do it frequently. This was practically tantamount to self-harm. Absolutely not. Disciple must cultivate on his own and not drag master down. Lin Qingzi was overwhelmed with gratitude and hurriedly refused. This disciple really was somewhat naive. Lu Changsheng rolled his eyes. If he didn't transmit power to you, how could he exploit the system's loophole? Master has his own considerations, you need not worry. Simply focus on your cultivation. Lu Changsheng couldn't wait to perform the power-infusing initiation multiple times. For master's rebirth-like kindness, disciple is willing to go through fire and water for master. Without hesitation, Lin Qingzi was utterly moved. In this world, was there a better master than this? Not even the bond between father and son could compare, right? This, Takshuan skills, cultivation technique is a profound rank high-quality technique, divided into 6 levels. It's the best technique that your current realm can practice. This is master's reward to you. You must cultivate it well. Lu Changsheng flipped his palm, and a green scroll appeared in his hand. Profound rank high-quality cultivation technique. Lin Qingzi's hands trembled as he received the scroll. This single scroll alone could be exchanged for 10 cities in the secular kingdom, and yet Lu Changsheng had simply rewarded it to him. Master was really too good to him. Chapter 5. Ding, you have gifted your disciple, Lin Qingzi, with a high-grade profound rank cultivation technique and received an 80,000-fold reward, a high-grade heaven rank cultivation technique. Taiching Wuji technique. Ding, the number of times you can gift today has decreased by 1. Inside Lu Changsheng's Taoist robe, a scroll of a cultivation technique appeared. It was a high-grade heaven rank cultivation technique. Cultivation techniques are divided into 4 major ranks: heaven, earth, profound, and yellow. Each rank is further divided into high-grade, mid-grade, and low-grade. The Taiching Wuji technique, being a high-grade heaven rank cultivation technique, was 6 ranks higher than the high-grade profound rank technique, Takshuan skills, that Lu Changsheng had been cultivating before. Disciple is grateful for master's profound kindness, but such a technique is invaluable, I dare not. Lin Qingzi held the scroll of the Takshuan skills, still somewhat hesitant. Take it, cultivate according to the technique, and if you encounter anything you don't understand, come back and seek guidance from your master. Lu Changsheng, eager to cultivate the Taiching Wuji technique and having used up all of today's gifting and power-infusing initiation opportunities, waved his hand to indicate that Lin Qingzi should go back and cultivate. With the Taiching Wuji technique in hand, Lu Changsheng truly didn't care about the Takshuan's skills anymore. What is that rubbish to him? Seeing Lu Changsheng disdainfully toss the Takshuan skills to him, Lin Qingzi thought to himself. The depth of Mount Shu's foundation is truly unfathomable. A mere elder dismisses a high-grade profound rank technique as nothing. It seems my own experience is far too little. How embarrassing. Disciple will never forget master's deep kindness and will cultivate diligently, aiming to enter the Qi transformation realm as soon as possible. Lin Qingzi respectfully put away the Takshuan skills, kowtowed again, and then left Lu Changsheng's cave dwelling to head to the mid-mountain area where disciples lived to cultivate. After Lin Qingzi had left, Lu Changsheng flipped his palm, and the scroll of the Taiching Wuji technique appeared. To know the white, yet hold to the black, is the model for the world. To be the model for the world, the constant virtue remains unerring, returning to the infinite. Muttering the mnemonic verse, Lu Changsheng followed the diagrams of the Taiching Wuji technique to circulate spiritual energy through his zodiac meridians. Lu Changsheng's nascent soul entered a wondrous state. All around was chaos, boundless and indistinct, with no up or down, left or right, nor directions of east, south, west, and north. Lu Changsheng's nascent soul practiced sword flight within the chaos, but he could never depart from it. Lu Changsheng reached out and faintly touched the laws of the universe, gaining a deeper understanding of the Tao. An indifferentiated mass of chaos was born before heaven and earth. Silent and vast, standing alone unchanged, circling endlessly. I do not know its name, and so I call it Tao. With a thunderous boom as if enlightenment was being poured into him, akin to the ringing of bells and gongs. Lu Changsheng's nascent soul returned to his sea of consciousness, his eyes flashing open, his Taoist robe soaked with sweat. The Tao existed before heaven and earth were born. Lu Changsheng was greatly shaken by the profound state of the Taiching Wuji technique. Just brushing against the edge of the Tao, his nascent soul realm was already struggling to bear it. According to the Taiching Wuji technique, the Tao existed before heaven and earth. Phew. Lu Changsheng exhaled a breath of stale air, then took a deep breath as nature's spiritual energy from around Qingyan Peak rushed frantically towards him. The Taiching Wuji technique is actually so astonishing. Lu Changsheng's inhalation and exhalation had become 10 times stronger than before, meaning his cultivation speed was now also 10 times faster. Such is the preciousness of a high-grade heaven-rank cultivation technique. Even with a foundation as robust as Mount Shu, heaven-rank techniques are limited and only available to the sect leader of Mount Shu or elders and disciples who have made significant contributions to the sect, not to mention that the Taiching Wuji technique is among the elite of heaven-rank techniques. In this way, I'll soon be able to break through the nascent soul realm and step into the Tao Palace realm. Then I can join the core circle of Mount Shu. No, that's wrong. A cultivator should keep a low profile, stay low-key. Lu Changsheng was a cautious man, always striving to keep a low profile. This great continent is not as peaceful as one would imagine. From the sect leader to the disciples of Mount Shu, all adhere to the rules and uphold the righteous Tao, trustworthy indeed. But in Sha State, there are also 5 other orthodox sects and 4 demon sects. The 5 orthodox sects are dissatisfied with Mount Shu's position as the foremost, as Mount Shu's reputation is so great that many cultivators with exceptional talents choose to join them. Consequently, the number of cultivators that join the other 5 orthodox sects is naturally fewer. Therefore, the 5 orthodox sects subtly show a tendency to vie with Mount Shu for the status of the first orthodox sect. The 4 demon sects, even more, share a feud with the 6 orthodox sects so deep that each year sees the fall of disciples from both sides. Some elders of Mount Shu even meet their demise at the hands of the 4 demon sects. The number of demon sect elders who fell to the sword of the eldest senior brother, Li Changye, is countless. The 4 demon sects are quite wary of Mount Shu and even send disciples to infiltrate, attempting to probe the cultivation levels of the Mount Shu elders. To pretend weakness to hide one's strength is truly the superior way to survive. With the disciple apprenticeship simulator at my disposal, I can quietly improve my cultivation and live until I achieve sainthood. Lu Changsheng slightly sorted out his thoughts and then continued to practice the Taiching Wuji technique. The Taiching Wuji technique is divided into 9 levels. As the unnamed sage who created it described in the preface, reaching the 9th level is merely the beginning of comprehending the Great Tao. This sage is indeed modest, truly a role model for our kind. After circulating the true qi through the zodiac meridians 12 times, Lu Changsheng finally achieved comprehension of the first layer of the Taiching Wuji technique. However, starting from the second layer, it became even more arcane and difficult to understand. If the first layer of the Taiching Wuji technique is like basic addition and subtraction, then the second layer is calculus. Fortunately, I have the disciple apprenticeship simulator. As long as I perform the power infusing initiation, I can regain my cultivation and should swiftly come to fully grasp the essence of the second layer of the Taiching Wuji technique. What? 3 days have already passed. Lu Changsheng had only been guiding his true qi through the Taiching Wuji technique within his body for 12 zodiac meridians, and upon counting, he realized 3 days had gone by. No wonder the ancients said that 7 days in the mountains are 1,000 years in the world. That means I can perform the power infusing initiation for my disciple and reward them again. Lu Changsheng smiled slightly, looking forward to the feeling of exploiting the system's loopholes. Wait, I haven't used the function that simulates a disciple's life. Lu Changsheng discovered he had overlooked a feature of the disciple apprenticeship simulator. The disciple apprenticeship simulator can simulate a disciple's future to enable a master to better guide the disciple and alter the disciple's life. The reason it's a simulation is that such forecasts are not necessarily set in stone. Obviously, if Lu Changsheng does not intervene, the simulation might become reality. I wonder to what realm my disciple will eventually reach. Lu Changsheng cared quite a bit about his first recruited disciple, so he decided to use this function of the simulator. Ding. You have begun simulating your disciple, Lin Qingzi's, life. Ding. Number of simulations available today -1. Simulation begins. At 15, Lin Qingzi became your disciple. Under your perfunctory guidance, he broke through to the Qi transformation realm in 1 month. Soon, the first line appeared. I performed the power infusing initiation for him, and he broke through to the Qi transformation realm in a month. How can that be called perfunctory? Lu Changsheng could not help but murmur to himself, then continued to read further. At 16, Lin Qingzi, under your perfunctory guidance, broke through to the Golden Core realm. Within a year, Chapter 6, at the age of 18, among the young disciples of the Shu Mountain sect embarking on their journey of cultivation experience, Lin Qingzi reached the 5th level of the Golden Core realm. At the age of 19, the Shu Mountain team that Lin Qingzi was part of completed their training mission, and on their way back to Mount Shu, they were ambushed by disciples of the demon sects. Most of the Shu Mountain disciples were killed, and Lin Qingzi revealed his true strength. After a bitter fight, he managed to rescue 2 Shu Mountain disciples. Subsequently, an elder of the demon sects arrived, tracking them by the scent of blood. Lin Qingzi was no match and died under the hands of the demon sect elder. Lin Qingzi, deceased. Simulation ends. Lu Changsheng saw that his chief disciple, only 19 years old, had been killed by a demon sect elder. The path of cultivation was indeed perilous. Although Lin Qingzi had the heart of the innocent, an innate spirit vein, and limitless potential, his Qi destiny was not favorable, as he encountered a demon sect elder on his very first journey out. The elders of the 4 great demon sects were at least practitioners in the nascent soul realm. Not to mention the old monsters in the Dao Palace realm. 19-year-old Lin Qingzi was only in the Golden Core realm, and he was definitely no match for a demon sect elder. Hold on, how did the demon sects know the route taken by the Shu Mountain disciples on their cultivation experience, and even had a demon sect elder make a move? Which one of the 4 great demon sects ambushed the Shu Mountain disciples, or did all 4 have a hand in it? Lu Changsheng knew that Mount Shu was always on guard against the 4 great demon sects. The first experiential task for every generation of Mount Shu disciples was kept secret. The disciples would disguise themselves as mortals or loose cultivators, dividing into several teams to undergo their training. Each team had at least an inner sect disciple with great accomplishment in the Golden Core realm, or even an elder in the nascent soul realm leading the team, with the training lasting 1 year. However, according to the simulator's results, the team Lin Qingzi was in was completely annihilated. A disciple with the heart of the innocent is a rare find, we can't let him die just like that. There are 3 methods to break this outcome. Firstly, raise Lin Qingzi's cultivation to the nascent soul realm within 4 years, by which time he might not fear a demon sect elder. Secondly, I could secretly protect the disciple. As soon as a demon sect elder appears, I would immediately strike to kill. Thirdly, inform the sect leader or my senior apprentice brother of this issue, either to cancel the training mission or to send an elder to secretly protect them. After a moment of thought, Lu Changsheng saw at least 3 solutions. The first solution was somewhat difficult. It was somewhat fanciful to expect a disciple with little foundation to reach the nascent soul realm within 4 years and match the combat capabilities of a demon sect elder. The third solution might arouse the suspicion of the sect leader and senior apprentice brother. In that case, it would be most straightforward for him to take action himself, and he might even unravel the mysteries behind this. 4 years was enough time for Lu Changsheng to step into the Dao Palace realm and advance further in the Taiching Wuji technique. As long as he didn't encounter the sect leaders of the 4 great demon sects or some old monsters, Lu Changsheng truly wasn't afraid of a typical demon sect elder. Thinking this, Lu Changsheng breathed a sigh of relief, grateful that the disciple apprenticeship simulator could simulate the life of the disciple and help them avoid misfortune. Master, I have refined the spiritual energy, and now my cultivation has reached the 5th level of the Foundation Establishment realm. The honest voice of Lin Qingzi sounded from outside the cave abode. As expected of one with an innate spirit vein, the speed of refining spiritual energy was extremely fast, very suitable for the method of power-infusing initiation. If it were a mortal, not to mention they would explode and die during power-infusing initiation, their speed of refining spiritual energy would also be far behind that of one with an innate spirit vein. The heart of the innocent, coupled with the innate spirit vein, meant that this disciple's potential was truly amazing. Come in. Yes. How is your practice of the Takshuan skills going? I am incompetent, Master. I have only cultivated the Takshuan skills to the 2nd level. It's already good that you've reached the 2nd level in 3 days. What? You've reached the 2nd level? Lu Changsheng was taken aback. His disciple looked somewhat simple-minded, but he was truly a cultivation prodigy. Very well, your master will transfer more power to you now. Lu Changsheng was very satisfied with this disciple, a fine choice for reaping benefits. This time, Lin Qingzi did not speak further, but quietly waited for Lu Changsheng's power infusing initiation. His master indeed kept no secrets from him, even transferring his cultivation to his disciple. Where else could one find such a master? After Lin Qingzi's cultivation level had improved, his dantian could accommodate more spiritual energy, so Lu Changsheng infused even more spiritual energy into him. Lin Qingzi still felt discomfort, his face flushed red as his zodiac meridians were filled with the vast spiritual energy. The innate spirit vein was almost burst by the spiritual energy. Lu Changsheng noticed that Lin Qingzi had reached his limit, so he withdrew part of the spiritual energy, reducing the pressure on Lin Qingzi. With the experience from last time, the subsequent power-infusing initiation went smoothly. Ding! You have transferred 100 days of cultivation to your disciple, Lin Qingzi. Lin Qingzi has actually gained 20 days of cultivation. Lin Qingzi's current realm is the 6th level of the Foundation Establishment realm. After refining all the spiritual energy, he can be promoted to the 7th level of the Foundation Establishment realm. Ding! You have received a 200-fold return award for teaching your disciple, 4,000 days of cultivation. Ding! The number of power infusions you can perform today -1. Phew! Lu Changsheng stopped, elated in his heart. His dantian was now brimming with a majestic surge of spiritual energy, equivalent to suddenly gaining 10 years of cultivation. Lu Changsheng's dantian was overflowing, ready to open up a Dao palace and step into the Dao Palace realm. Disciple thanks Master for the power-infusing initiation. Lin Qingzi still harbored gratitude. In his view, Lu Changsheng had been sacrificing his own cultivation to help him improve every time. When you return, besides refining spiritual energy, you must continue to practice the Takshuan skills. Once the Takshuan skills are perfected, your master will teach you even more profound cultivation techniques. The Taiching Wuji technique is a heaven-rank cultivation technique, and with Lin Qingzi's current realm, he cannot comprehend it. Teaching it to Lin Qingzi would also not yield a teaching. Reward. Disciple will keep this in mind. Here is a superior grade spiritual artifact called the Green Abyss Sword. Your master bestows it upon you for protection, and it shall be your first flying sword. With your realm, activating a superior grade spiritual artifact is already at the limit. With a thought from Lu Changsheng, a precious sword flew out from within the cave dwelling, clad in an ancient-looking greenwood sheath. Thank you, master. Lin Qingzi had grown numb to this. His master never hid anything from him, not only providing power-infusing initiations but also giving him various treasures continuously. If he were to refuse his master's kindness, he would even be scolded by his master. Could this all be a dream? In 4 years, you will be facing a life-threatening challenge. You must train diligently to overcome it. Lu Changsheng, having simulated Lin Qingzi's life, foresaw Lin Qingzi's upcoming tribulation, and thus warned him. Yes. Lin Qingzi's eyes filled with admiration as he looked at Lu Changsheng. His master could predict the future, and his power-infusing initiations were as simple as eating and drinking. Could it be that Lu Changsheng was already a saint? You may go and cultivate now. Disciple takes his leave. Ding, you have bestowed the superior grade spiritual artifact Green Abyss Sword to your disciple, Lin Qingzi, and received a 1,000-fold return award, a low-grade innate spirit treasure, 9. Heaven's Imperial Thunder Sword. Ding, the number of rewards you can bestow today -1. Chapter 7. Backquote. A precious sword emitting a piercing cold light appeared within Lu Changsheng's cave dwelling, enveloped by ghastly thunder, exuding a terrifying pressure that made Qingyan Peak tremble. The menial workers at the foot of Qingyan Peak couldn't help but look towards the summit, where dark clouds gathered densely, casting a shadow over the city. The one who could cause such a disturbance at Qingyan Peak could only be Qingyan Peak's Elder Lu. Indeed, an innate spirit treasure. Lu Changsheng held the 9 Heavens Imperial Thunder Sword. With a slight swing, lightning flashed and thunder roared, startling the entire Qingyan Peak. Spiritual artifacts can be categorized into spiritual artifacts, acquired spirit treasures, innate spirit treasures, and immortal artifacts. Immortal artifacts are the treasures that uphold the 6 major orthodox sects and the 4 major demon sects. With their hundreds of thousands of years of heritage, they might possess only 1 or 2 immortal artifacts. The majority of Mount Shu disciples wield spiritual artifacts, while Mount Shu elders may have 1 or 2 acquired spirit treasures. But an innate spirit treasure. These are the magical treasures only possessed by the sect leader of Mount Shu or some of the old oddities of Mount Shu. Lu Changsheng had only casually tested the might of the 9 Heavens Imperial Thunder Sword. He hadn't even unleashed its sword chi, otherwise, Qingyan Peak would have suffered greatly. Qingyan Peak was Lu Changsheng's cave dwelling. He certainly didn't want to harm the flowers and plants there with a trial of his sword. Besides, if the news of his acquiring an innate spirit treasure were to spread, he might attract the attention of the major demon sects. Lu Changsheng sheathed the sword, and the 9 Heavens Imperial Thunder Sword returned to calm. With this innate spirit treasure, Lu Changsheng believed he was virtually invincible in the nascent soul realm. With my current cultivation, I could step into the Tao Palace realm at any moment, but for the sake of cautious progression, I should continue to solidify my realm before opening the Tao Palace. The original owner of the body that Lu Changsheng's soul had transmigrated into had perished from demonic possession during the opening of the Tao Palace. Lu Changsheng didn't wish to repeat the same mistake. The next day, Lu Changsheng summoned Lin Qingzi and rewarded him with a foundation establishment pill. This is a 3rd-rank elixir, which can be used only in the foundation establishment realm. It helps cultivators solidify their foundation and slightly enhance their root bone, with a value that is worth a fortune. Ding, you have gifted your disciple, Lin Qingzi, with a 3rd-rank elixir pill, obtaining a 500-fold return reward, a 6th-rank elixir, soul-nourishing pill. Ding, your gifting attempts for today have decreased by 1. The soul-nourishing pill can be used only in the nascent soul realm. It nourishes the soul, strengthens the nascent soul, and lowers the risks when breaking through to the Tao Palace realm. Lu Changsheng had lacked just this pill. With this superior elixir, he could now confidently start to open the Tao Palace. However, Lu Changsheng was so cautious it was infuriating, and he still didn't break through. In the following month, Lu Changsheng provided Lin Qingzi with power-infusing initiation 4 times, receiving 2,000 days, 1,500 days, 3,500 days, and 5,000 days of cultivation, respectively. In addition, every day Lu Changsheng would find a way to reward Lin Qingzi with treasures that were useful in the Foundation establishment realm. Rewarding a first-rank elixir, Qi returning pill, in return he received a fourth-rank elixir, Earth Spirit pill. Rewarding a first-rank elixir, Blood Qi pill, in return he received a third-rank elixir, Scarlet Blood pill. Rewarding a third-rank elixir, Scarlet Blood pill, in return he received a fifth-rank elixir, Scarlet Blood Consolidating Essence pill. Rewarding a high-quality spiritual artifact, Soft Hedgehog armor, in return he received a high-quality acquired spirit treasure, Tai Taoist robe. Rewarding a high-quality spiritual artifact, Quality Alchemy furnace, in return he received a low-quality innate spirit treasure, True Fire Alchemy furnace. Rewarding an ordinary stone, in return he received a spirit stone. Rewarding a spirit stone, in return he received a fifth-rank refining material, the Sky Crystal Stone. Bestowed the profound rank mid-grade swordsmanship, Soaring Cloud Sword Technique, and returned the Earth-rank superior swordsmanship, Myriad Swords Return to Origin. Ellipsis. Lu Changsheng tried bestowing Lin Qingzi with various items, from elixir pills to treasures, cultivation techniques, and even ordinary stones, in an attempt to exploit the disciple. Apprenticeship Simulator. When Lin Qingzi received the ordinary stone awarded by Lu Changsheng, he pondered seriously whether his master had some deeper intention. Unable to figure it out, he enshrined the stone, and offered incense to it every day. Besides his daily exploitation of the system, Lu Changsheng practiced the Taiching Wuji technique in the newly acquired Earth-rank superior swordsmanship, Myriad Swords Return to Origin, deepening his understanding of the Taiching Wuji technique in the Sword Dao. On the mountainside of Qingyan Peak, Lin Qingzi was meditating, meticulously circulating spiritual energy according to the Taoxuan skills, breathing deeply and rhythmically. Occasionally, immortal deer, spirit birds, and spirit squirrels appeared around Lin Qingzi, feeling a closeness to his heart of the innocent and innate spirit vein. The spiritual energy of Mount Shu was richer than any other place in Sha State. Even if Lin Qingzi's talent was not high, he dedicated himself with single-minded focus, and with Lu Changsheng continuously performing power-infusing initiation, his cultivation progressed at a rapid pace. The third layer of the Taoxuan skills. Lin Qingzi achieved a comprehensive understanding, practicing the Taoxuan skills to the third layer, when suddenly the spiritual energy in his dantian started boiling. Just 1 month's time, and I'm about to step into the Qi transformation realm. Lin Qingzi had heard from his master that this was a sign of dantian expansion in the formation of a Qi Si. Lin Qingzi found his own cultivation progress hard to believe. In the Liang kingdom where Lin Qingzi lived, masters of the Qi transformation realm were either esteemed military generals or widely respected loose cultivators in the martial world. However, merely 1 month after joining Mount Shu, Lin Qingzi was already making a sprint towards the Qi transformation realm. Since Lin Qingzi would face a tribulation in 4 years, Lu Changsheng did not teach casually during the apprenticeship and earnestly instructed Lin Qingzi on how to form a Qi Si during his breakthrough. Lin Qingzi's greatest advantage was his unwavering focus, committing all of Lu Changsheng's instructions to memory. I've done it. Following his master's instructions, Lin Qingzi broke through smoothly and formed his Qi Si, elevating his cultivation to the first level of the Qi transformation realm. Without any surprises, it was as if everything fell naturally into place. Inside Lu Changsheng's cave dwelling, his divine sense swept over Qingyan Peak and sensed his disciple Lin Qingzi's aura greatly increase, and the speed at which he absorbed nature's spiritual energy also sharply rose. Lu Changsheng revealed a look of satisfaction. Indeed, this disciple's potential was astonishing. Like a rough jade, if it were not for Lu Changsheng discovering this disciple, Lin Qingzi might have simply vanished into the crowd. Only when there is a bull can there be a 1,000-mile horse. Ding, your first disciple, Lin Qingzi, has advanced from the Foundation Establishment realm to the Qi Transformation realm. You receive a reward for your disciple's realm advancement. Since this is the first time the realm advance reward has been given, you receive a special constitution. Innate Taoist body. Ding, the disciple apprenticeship simulator is cleansing your marrow and transforming your physique. Lu Changsheng's body grew hot, as all meridians and root bones underwent earth-shaking changes. Lu Changsheng didn't possess an eternal wilderness body like his senior fellow disciple Li Changye, having only an ordinary physique, but now he had obtained the innate Taoist body. Although Lu Changsheng was still unaware of what exactly made the innate Taoist body special. Judging solely by the name, it was definitely not simple. Lu Changsheng showed an expression of agony as the disciple apprenticeship simulator performed marrow cleansing in rebirth on him. The pain penetrated deep into his bones, and his sea of consciousness, nascent soul, Dantian, and Qi nearly collapsed. Previously, only Lu Changsheng's spirit had undergone a transformation, but now his body was also reborn. What's happening to Master? Within the cave dwelling, Lin Qingzi noticed that Lu Changsheng's aura was fluctuating erratically, and he couldn't help but worry. Chapter 8, Huff. After enduring the grueling process of marrow cleansing in rebirth for quite some time, Lu Changsheng finally managed to persevere. He emerged as if crawling out of a muddy pit, gasping for breath, with all the impurities within him expelled. The innate Taoist body contained not a speck of impurity and merged seamlessly with heaven and earth. Even without conscious breathing, the spiritual energy around him would flow into his innate Taoist body, making Lu Changsheng's practice advance at an incredible pace. Following his rebirth, Lu Changsheng also gained a special physique. The second layer of the Taiching Wuji technique, I've fully comprehended it. The cultivation technique that had once puzzled Lu Changsheng was now completely understood. This is the power of the innate Taoist body. This innate Taoist body might not be inferior to the elder brother's eternal wilderness body. Lu Changsheng was thrilled. The innate Taoist body rewarded by the disciple apprenticeship simulator was exceptionally suited for cultivating the way of immortality. With ease, Lu Changsheng comprehended the second layer of the Taiching Wuji technique and began practicing the third layer. With the innate Taoist body, understanding came naturally to Lu Changsheng, who soon grasped the third and fourth layers of the Taiching Wuji technique. It was at the fifth layer that Lu Changsheng encountered resistance. The fourth layer of the Taiching Wuji technique would suffice even at the Dao Palace realm. Lu Changsheng opened his eyes, his hearing and vision clearer than ever, and his divine sense stronger. The grass and trees of Qingyan Peak were all within the reach of Lu Changsheng's perception. The innate Taoist body, a special physique pre-existing the heaven and earth, was close to the Tao itself. With the innate Taoist body, coupled with the fourth layer of the Taiching Wuji technique, the 9 Heaven's Imperial Thunder Sword, and the myriad swords returned to origin swordsmanship, Lu Changsheng was invincible within his realm and could even battle beyond his tier. It's time to break through the nascent soul and step into the Dao Palace realm. Lu Changsheng solidified his foundations and, with the transformation of rebirth, was almost certain to break through the nascent soul realm. However, before the breakthrough, Lu Changsheng noticed his disciple, Lin Qingzi, standing outside the cave residence like a wooden stake, apparently having waited for a long time. Qingzi, you may come in now. Yes. How many days have you been waiting outside the cave residence? Master, your disciple has been waiting for 7 days and 7 nights. I was afraid something might happen to you, but also worried that entering the cave residence midway would cause you to go berserk. Quote, truly the heart of the innocent. This disciple, although a bit naive, has a simple and pure nature with impeccable character. I need to retreat for some time and won't be able to perform the power-infusing initiation for you. Continue your practice on your own, and once I leave seclusion, I will transmit my cultivation to you. Yes. Lin Qingzi respectfully bowed and then left the cave residence. Lin Qingzi, brought onto the path of cultivation by Lu Changsheng, was already on the right track. Even without Lu Changsheng's power-infusing initiation, Lin Qingzi's cultivation would continue to progress daily, but naturally, not as quickly as with Lu Changsheng's initiation. Before making his breakthrough, Lu Changsheng took out a 6th-grade elixir pill known as the soul-nourishing pill. This pill exuded astonishing spiritual energy. Even for the 6 orthodox sects and the 4 demon sects, a 6th-grade elixir pill was a heavenly material and earthly treasure. Lu Changsheng consumed the soul-nourishing pill and began refining the medicinal power within his body. Boom! As the medicinal power entered his body, it surged into the sea of consciousness, causing upheaval. The golden nascent soul within the sea of consciousness absorbed the medicinal power, its Aura grew immensely, and it visibly expanded and solidified. Lu Changsheng, while solidifying his realm in the nascent soul realm, took advantage of the nascent soul's growth, and with great momentum, he opened the Tao Palace. Within the Qi Sea of the Dantian, a small world was created, as if carving out heaven and earth. A Tao Palace materialized faintly within. In the Tao Palace realm, one could create a small world within their body. The spiritual energy of Qingyan Peak rushed wildly into the cave dwelling, pouring into Lu Changsheng's body. To establish the Tao Palace realm, an immense amount of spiritual energy is needed, and Lu Changsheng's Dantian swallowed it greedily like a whale, to the extent that the sea of clouds surrounding Qingyan Peak turned into a huge vortex, with purple aura coming from the east, manifesting an extraordinary phenomenon of heaven and earth. Boom, rumble, Lu Changsheng's Dantian Qi Sea underwent an earth-shattering transformation, with flashes of lightning and peals of thunder, and the turbulent Qi Sea was filled with rolling purple clouds. The Tao Palace realm simulates the initial evolution of heaven and earth, equivalent to opening up a small world of one's own. Although this small world was insignificant compared to the vast universe, being less than an ant, it was nonetheless a world of his own making. The Tao Palace realm is not on the same level as the nascent soul realm. Elders of the Tao Palace realm are the true pillars of Mount Shu, while those in the nascent soul realm are only considered ordinary elders. On the main peak of Mount Shu, the first senior brother Li Changye was meditating when he suddenly sensed a great disturbance from Qingyan Peak. It wasn't just Qingyan Peak, the nature's spiritual energy from the surrounding peaks was also converging towards Qingyan Peak. Sword, come! At the thought of Li Changye, the longsword was unsheathed, and in the next moment, Li Changye had arrived near Qingyan Peak, witnessing the extraordinary phenomenon of heaven and earth there. Indeed, it is junior brother Lu breaking through to the Tao Palace realm. Junior brother Lu has cultivated for 250 years, stepping into the Tao Palace realm. That's indeed rapid progress. However, why is the disturbance caused by junior brother Lu's breakthrough so immense? Li Changye was shocked by the disturbance Lu Changsheng caused during his breakthrough. Normally, when a Mount Shu elder made a breakthrough, it would at most consume the nature's spiritual energy of one peak, but Lu Changsheng's breakthrough attracted the spiritual energy of the surrounding peaks as well. Even Li Changye, who possessed the eternal wilderness body, did not cause such a disturbance when he broke through. What Li Changye didn't know was that Lu Changsheng had solidified his foundation at the 9th layer of the nascent soul realm, having accumulated a wealth of cultivation that burst forth upon breaking through, and with his innate Taoist body, the breakthrough inevitably caused an extraordinary phenomenon. As long as he successfully broke through the nascent soul realm, Lu Changsheng would be much stronger than other cultivators of the Tao Palace realm at the same level. If junior brother Lu successfully enters the Tao Palace realm, our Mount Shu will have another Tao Palace realm powerhouse, which is excellent news. Order someone to seal off the area around Qingyan Peak, not letting anyone disturb junior brother Lu. I will protect him personally. Li Changye, with Mount Shu in his heart, felt not the slightest bit of jealousy towards Lu Changsheng, who caused the extraordinary event, but instead felt reassured. With one more Tao Palace realm elder, Mount Shu's strength was further enhanced. Moreover, given the disturbance Lu Changsheng caused during his breakthrough, his future cultivation level might be beyond just the Tao Palace realm. Li Changye, at the 9th layer of the Tao Palace realm, personally took on the role of protector. Unless the sect masters of the demon sects or some old monsters attacked, no one could disrupt Lu Changsheng's breakthrough. It was unlikely that the sect masters of the 4 major demon sects would dare to attack Qingyan Peak. This was Mount Shu after all. Lu Changsheng did not notice Li Changye sealing off the mountainside as a protector, as he was fully focused on establishing his Tao Palace. Time flew by quickly, and before he realized it, 10 days had passed. The Tao Palace is formed. Lu Changsheng established his Tao Palace within his Dantian. After the tumultuous creation, the Tao Palace finally settled. Not only did he establish the Tao Palace, but his Dantian and Qi Si had both expanded by twofold. Lu Changsheng's cultivation level rose to the 1st layer of the Tao Palace realm, and he was close to reaching the 2nd layer. Big senior brother. Lu Changsheng sensed that his senior brother Li Changye was currently meditating on the flying sword, secretly providing protection for 10 days and nights, and couldn't help but feel moved. His senior brother's character was beyond reproach. Congratulations to junior brother Lu for stepping into the Dao Palace realm. Your current level of cultivation is now beyond even my clarity, said Li Changye as he emerged after being discovered by Lu Changsheng. He looked again towards Lu Changsheng, who stood still like a chaotic expanse, making his level of cultivation difficult to perceive. Chapter 9. With a solid foundation built up over time, I've finally made a breakthrough to the Dao Palace realm. Elder brother, you flatter me. Now that you've reached the Dao Palace realm, according to our Mount Shu's rules, as long as you complete the Dao Palace realm assessment, Dao Palace realm elders can receive even more resources necessary for their cultivation every month. Please elaborate, elder brother. Lu Changsheng knew that Mount Shu elders who reached the Dao Palace realm needed to pass an assessment. By passing the assessment, as a Dao Palace realm elder, one could obtain more cultivation resources from Mount Shu every month. Indeed, it was survival of the fittest. Even in a world of cultivation, resources were limited, and the strong were entitled to more because Dao Palace realm elders could make greater contributions to Mount Shu and protect the sect for a longer time compared to nascent soul realm elders. The assessment task for the elder should have been announced by sect leader Taiyuan, but since Taiyuan was in seclusion, it was instead assigned by elder brother Li Changye. You have cultivated at Mount Shu for 100 years without experiencing the secular world. 2. Stay behind closed doors can lead to deviation. It would be good to use this assessment as an opportunity to gain some experience. Do you know about Huang State? Huang State is located to the far south, with a million great mountains, all dense forests and wild tribal lands. The territories of the Huang tribe and demon race crisscross there. Its size not inferior to our Sha State. Exactly. 50 years ago, there was turmoil in Huang State. The Huang tribe and demon race were in constant conflict, which could potentially extend to our Sha State. Do you know about Liang Kingdom? Are you referring to the Liang Kingdom in the southern part of Sha State? Liang Kingdom is one of the top 10 populous vassal countries in Sha State, bordering Huang State, and is also within the sphere of influence of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, one of the 6 orthodox sects. Recently, a branch set up by the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion on the border of Huang State was attacked. 3 nascent soul realm elders and several hundred disciples. None survived. Since it is within the territory of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, the matter should be resolved by them. Lu Changsheng was secretly shocked. The Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, one of the 6 orthodox sects, although not as profound in heritage as Mount Shu, had existed for 200,000 years. And yet, someone dared to massacre one of their branches. That's the rationale, but the turmoil in Huang State affects not just the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Therefore, they requested that Mount Shu dispatch an elder to join their elders and investigate the matter on the borders of Huang State. This is both the wish of the Fairy Pavilion Master and my own. Elder brother is truly the disciple that the sect leader values most, with such foresight. So you intend for me to go there? That's right, it's an excellent opportunity for you to gain experience now that you've reached the Dao Palace realm. Inquiry Immortal Pavilion will send 3 Dao Palace realm elders, with Elder Ku Mu leading the team. If I remember correctly, his cultivation is around the 4th level of the Dao Palace realm. This shows how seriously Inquiry Immortal Pavilion is taking this matter. With the 4th level Dao Palace realm elder Ku Mu leading the team, and with you joining them, totaling 4 Dao Palace realm elders, it should not be too dangerous. Of course, caution is paramount when traveling. Li Changye briefly explained the content of the assessment task. Lu Changsheng understood that the main effort to resolve the issue would come from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. As for his own role, it was akin to that of an observer. As Sha State's foremost orthodox sect, Mount Shu had to guard against potential threats. A 4th level Dao Palace realm expert leading the team should prevent any mishaps, right? After Mount Shu's disciple induction ceremony, Lu Changsheng had not yet found another suitable disciple. This journey could be an opportunity to scout for a potential disciple. Lu Changsheng had the disciple apprenticeship simulator, which could automatically search for suitable disciples nearby, saving him the trouble. Then when do we depart? Within 10 days, rush to Zhen Nan Pass in Liang Kingdom. Understood. After returning, report to me the occurrences on the borders of Huang State, and you will have completed your assessment. After assigning the assessment task, Li Changye left through sword flight. With the disciple apprenticeship simulator in hand, Lu Changsheng truly wasn't concerned about the monthly stipend provided by Mount Shu. Nevertheless, completing the sect's missions could accumulate points to exchange for rare treasures, cultivation techniques, and elixir pills in the treasure pavilion. Backquote. Moreover, Lu Changsheng descended the mountain once to see if there were any naturally gifted individuals he could take on as disciples. Before leaving, Lu Changsheng did not forget to fleece the system once more. Lu Changsheng summoned his disciple Lin Qingzi and continued the power-infusing initiation. This time, Lu Changsheng expended 300 days of heavenly cultivation. Lin Qingzi actually gained 60 days of cultivation, and Lu Changsheng received an 80-fold reward, returning 4,800 days of heavenly cultivation. Lu Changsheng felt that the spiritual energy within his dantian had increased by a fair amount, and his Tao Palace became more stable. This third-grade elixir pill, soul-returning pill, can consolidate your Tao heart after your soul has been attacked. I award it to you to save your life, he said. Lu Changsheng took out a third-grade elixir pill. Thank you, Master. In these past days, Lin Qingzi had been given various magical treasures, elixir pills, and cultivation techniques by Lu Changsheng to the point of becoming numb to it. If he did not accept the rewards, Lu Changsheng would be furious. In Lin Qingzi's eyes, his master was undoubtedly a strange person. Ding, you have awarded your disciple, Lin Qingzi, a third-grade elixir pill and obtained a 10,000-fold return reward from the disciple apprenticeship simulator, a 7th-grade elixir pill. 9 nether soul gathering pill. Ding, the number of rewards you can give today -1. A 7th-grade elixir pill. Lu Changsheng was also startled by the return from the disciple apprenticeship simulator this time. This time, he had actually triggered a 10,000-fold reward, returning a 7th-grade elixir pill. A 7th-grade elixir pill, even in Mount Shu, was a rare treasure. The 9 nether soul gathering pill, even for cultivators at the Tao Palace realm, if their souls were attacked and weren't completely scattered, could restore their soul upon consuming it. I need to go down the mountain in the coming days. Meanwhile, you refine the spiritual energy I have transferred to you, he instructed. Your disciple will cultivate with diligence. Lin Qingzi knew that Lu Changsheng did not want to elaborate, so he did not ask more and took serious effort in cultivation as the best way to repay his master. Having bid his farewell, Lu Changsheng, with the 9 heavens imperial thunder sword on his back and dressed in the Tai Taoist robe, prepared to descend the mountain. Even though this mission seemed easy, for the sake of caution, Lu Changsheng still brought along various magical treasures and elixir pills. The matter of Huang State, which attracted the attention of both Shu Mountain sect and Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, 2 of the orthodox sects, and required 4 Tao Palace realm experts to investigate the truth, was certainly not so simple. A man drifting in the rivers and lakes cannot avoid getting slashed. Lu Changsheng understood this truth, which applied in any world without exception. Sha State was vast and boundless, but with Lu Changsheng's cultivation level, sword flight would only require a few days to arrive at Liang Kingdom. Mount Shu was located in the central part of Sha State, while Inquiry Immortal Pavilion was in the southern part, and Liang Kingdom was within the sphere of influence of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. The original owner of the body that Lu Changsheng now possessed had cultivated for a total of 250 years, mostly spent in Mount Shu, so his memories of the world outside Mount Shu were limited. On this trip down the mountain, Lu Changsheng took the opportunity to connect with cultivators outside of Mount Shu. With some luck, perhaps he could take on 1 or 2 more exceptional disciples. Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, among the 6 major orthodox sects, ranks 5th in strength. The Pavilion Master visited Mount Shu 1,500 years ago and was defeated in 3 bouts against the Taiyuan True Immortal. Chapter 10. Lu Changsheng summoned his precious sword and took to sword flight, his Taoist robe fluttering fiercely. His flying sword tore through the sea of clouds like a streak of flowing light, spanning 10,000 miles in a day. Even so, by the time Lu Changsheng rushed to Liang Kingdom's Zhen Nan Pass, a full 5 days had passed. Zhen Nan Pass of the Liang Kingdom was one of the border defenses between Sha State and Huang State, guarded by 300,000 soldiers to prevent the tribes of Huang State from invading the Liang kingdom. Suddenly, a tall and straight figure descended from the sky and landed on the battle-scarred walls of Jen Nan Pass. This figure resembled an unsheathed longsword, commanding attention to the point where it was difficult for others to look directly at him. "Who are you?" The surrounding soldiers of the Liang kingdom, brandishing swords and spears, surrounded Lu Changsheng, tense and on high alert. Lu Changsheng, capable of sword flight, had at least reached the Qi transformation realm. The ordinary commanders of the Liang kingdom were also only in the Qi transformation realm themselves. With a flip of his hand, Lu Changsheng revealed a token made of metal inscribed with the ancient seal characters for Mount Shu. "I am an envoy from Mount Shu. Where are the people from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion?" "So it's an immortal from Mount Shu. Hurry and report to the Gen Nan General and the immortals of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion." "Please wait a moment, Mount Shu Immortal." Seeing the Mount Shu token, the surrounding Liang kingdom soldiers unanimously cast envious glances at Lu Changsheng. Mount Shu is the foremost of the orthodox sects in Sha State, its lineage stretching over hundreds of thousands of years, and the ancestral master of Mount Shu is a legendary figure. In their eyes, Lu Changsheng, with his immortal-like presence in Dao Bone, was undoubtedly an immortal himself. "I am Yun Tianan, the defender of Jen Nan Pass, and I respectfully welcome the elder of Mount Shu." "Elder, please follow me. The elders from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion have been waiting for you for a long time." The Jen Nan Pass defender was a loose cultivator who had reached the 9th layer of the Golden Core realm. To mortals, he was unfathomably profound, but at Mount Shu, his cultivation wouldn't even compare to the most junior elder. As for the Dao Palace realm elders of Mount Shu, they might well be figures he would look up to for a lifetime. Lu Changsheng followed the Jen Nan Pass defender into the fortress city and entered a resplendent mansion. The Inquiry Immortal Pavilion party had been waiting there for a long time, about more than 20 people in total. The one leading them was an old man who looked withered and frail, leaning on a walking stick. Despite his decrepit appearance, Lu Changsheng dared not underestimate him. Elder Ku Mu, a previous generation elder of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, had cultivated for 800 years, and the last time he made a move, he displayed the cultivation of the 4th layer of the Dao Palace realm. Aside from Elder Ku Mu, there were also 2 other elders of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, one male and one female, both carrying longswords. The man was fairly handsome with a distinguished air about him. The only issue was his fawning and ingratiating gaze towards the other female Dao Palace realm cultivator. A sycophant. Lu Changsheng inwardly sighed. It seems even in a world of cultivation, sycophants are prevalent. Indeed, people are all about appearances. Lu Changsheng's gaze then shifted to the female Dao Palace realm cultivator of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, and he was momentarily startled. This woman, dressed in white, had a beauty that outshined the snow, a jade-like stature, and hair that fell to her waist, with brows that framed her face like distant mountains and eyes as clear and lustrous as autumn waters. Even with all the female celebrities Lu Changsheng had seen in his past life, not one could compare to her by even a fraction. Just in terms of aura, there was quite a shortfall. Standing there without moving a muscle, the spiritual energy of nature naturally converged into her body, making her appear like a fairy, transcending the mundane world. No wonder the male elder of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion had become a sycophant. However, Lu Changsheng had an innate Taoist body, which allowed him to easily suppress his emotions. He was merely awestruck for a moment before he quickly regained his composure. Just a fleeting instance and Lu Changsheng's expression was calm. "My name is Lu Changsheng, a disciple of the Taiyuan True Immortal. Following the command of my eldest senior brother, I have come to assist all of you." The female Dao Palace realm cultivator of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion was instead slightly startled. It was the first time a male cultivator had seen her and managed to maintain a blank expression on his face. The man before her was no ordinary person. This was her intuition. The young elder of the Dao Palace realm from Inquiry Immortal Pavilion frowned. Lu Changsheng. If I recall correctly, he was the last direct disciple recruited by Ancestral Master Taiyuan, who entered the nascent soul realm just a century ago. Could it be that you have not yet reached the Dao Palace realm? This mission is no trivial matter. Do not hold us back. It seemed that the senior brother had not yet informed the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion about his breakthrough to the Tao Palace realm. Or was it that the senior brother deliberately concealed his cultivation? After all, the less the other party knew about one's own capabilities, the safer one was. Being in Inquiry Immortal Pavilion was not like being in Mount Shu. Lu Changsheng might not fully trust the former. Thinking this, Lu Changsheng purposefully sighed, "Alas, my cultivation is not profound. 100 years have passed in the blink of an eye, and now my cultivation is merely at the 9th layer of the nascent soul realm." The sycophantic elder of the Tao Palace realm revealed an expression as if to say, "So it is. Once we enter Huang state, you can just act together with our disciples. Luo Feng, do not be rude. Li Changye has arranged for Elder Lu to assist us, and there must be a deep meaning behind it," retorted Elder Ku Mu, scolding the sycophantic Tao Palace realm elder. Li Changye's reputation was renowned across the 6 orthodox sects and 4 demon sects. Among the young generation of elders, having cultivated for 500 years, Li Changye had already reached the 9th layer of the Tao Palace realm, while Elder Ku Mu, despite 800 years of cultivation, was only at the 4th layer, uncertain whether he would be able to make it to the 5th layer in his remaining years. Elder Ku Mu almost worshipped Li Changye, who was younger yet more advanced in cultivation. Convinced that someone sent by him could not be wrong. HMPH, after 250 years of cultivation I'm only at the 9th layer of the nascent soul realm, perhaps destined to be stuck there for life. At this age, I had already entered the Tao Palace realm. It seems that Mount Shu is nothing special after all, Luo Feng said dismissively, trying to belittle Lu Changsheng and highlight his own talent to catch the attention of a female elder of the Tao Palace realm. Pathetic, a sycophant, ends up with nothing despite all the fawning. Lu Changsheng muttered to himself inwardly, completely ignoring Luo Feng. He had seen many such people before. Elder Ku Mu coughed lightly. These 2 are elders of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion and also 2 disciples of our pavilion master, Luo Feng and Shaning She. HMPH. Luo Feng crossed his arms and snorted coldly. The Tao Palace realm elder named Shaning She, however, nodded in acknowledgement. Inquiry Immortal Pavilion sent an elder of the 4th layer of the Tao Palace realm and 2 direct disciples of the pavilion master. Lu Changsheng looked over the people present. In addition to the 3 Tao Palace realm powerhouses, there were more than 20 elders or inner sect disciples from the nascent soul and golden core realms. With the cultivation levels of these 20-some people, the group was almost like a nation destroying squad. The fact that Inquiry Immortal Pavilion dispatched such a lineup to the borderlands of Huang State suggested that the issue was probably far from simple. Ding, the system is searching for suitable candidates to become your disciples. One has been found. As Lu Changsheng pondered, the cold voice of the disciple apprenticeship simulator echoed within his sea of consciousness. "Oh, is there a suitable candidate for a disciple nearby?" Lu Changsheng was taken aback once again. He had not expected to come across a suitable disciple so soon after leaving Mount Shu. Ding, the disciple candidate the system has identified is named Shaning She. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. Lu Changsheng was stunned. This wasn't right. Was she not a direct disciple of the Fairy Pavilion Master? Was he supposed to poach from another institution? Lu Changsheng looked towards Shaning She, and as the disciple apprenticeship simulator in his sea of consciousness burst into dazzling golden light, he could see that her aptitude was not inferior to his senior brother's. But how was he to take such a person as his disciple? Chapter 11. Shaning Shui's information appeared in the disciple apprenticeship simulator. Shaning She. Talent. Lingua holy body, innate spiritual vein, water spirit root, turn misfortune into fortune. Virtuous wife and good mother. Cultivation. First layer of Tao Palace realm. Tao bone. 20 years. Tao bone of 20 years. The system can't be broken, can it? Lu Changsheng, seeing that Shaning She only had a Tao bone of 20 years but her cultivation was at the first layer of the Tao Palace realm, feared that there had been an error with the disciple apprenticeship simulator. If the information displayed by the system was indeed true, then Shaning Shui's aptitude was terrifying. A 20-year-old at the Tao Palace realm was even more incredible than Li Changye. She had a never before heard lingua holy body and the life pattern of turn misfortune into fortune. Undoubtedly a cultivation genius that appears once in 10,000 years. No wonder the system suggested that he should take Sha Ningxie as his disciple. It was only that Sha Ningxie was a direct disciple of the Fairy Pavilion Master. Let alone whether Sha Ningxie would consent, if he succeeded in making her his disciple, the Fairy Pavilion Master herself might come after him with a sword. As for the life pattern of virtuous wife and good mother, he didn't know what effect it could possibly have on cultivation. Fairy Sha, I have a matter I am unsure whether to mention. Lu Changsheng didn't hold out much hope, but to miss such a cultivation prodigy was regretful too. His Dao heart, please speak. Sha Ningxie was somewhat puzzled. What did this elder from the Shu Mountain sect want to do? I wonder if Fairy Sha would condescend to become a disciple under me. Lu Changsheng still took the plunge and asked shamelessly. Ha, Sha Ningxie was stunned. Had she heard wrong? A nascent soul realm cultivator like Lu Changsheng wanted to take her as his disciple. Not just Sha Ningxie, but Elder Ku Mu, Luo Feng, and the others were also open-mouthed with astonishment. If it had been Taiyuan of Mount Shu coming to the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion to poach disciples, that would have been one thing, but a common elder from Mount Shu wanting to take a fairy Pavilion elder as his disciple. Moreover, Sha Ningxui's position in the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion was far more important than that of most elders. Elder Lu is quite humorous. Unfortunately, I already have a master. Sha Ningxie, indeed a direct disciple from a major sect, did not reject him outright but gave Lu Changsheng an out. Truly regrettable. Lu Changsheng was serious. If he weren't afraid of offending the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, Lu Changsheng would have found a way to make Sha Ningxie acknowledge him as her master. The disciple apprenticeship system was perfect in every way, except that when it automatically searched for disciple candidates, it never considered the backgrounds of those it selected. Lu, let's not joke about such things. This matter is urgent, and we should quickly proceed to the Great Wilderness Frontier to investigate. Elder Ku Mu too treated Lu Changsheng as if he were joking, not taking it seriously. Over 24 streaks of light set out from Jiannan Pass, flying towards the southern mountains. Why did the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion establish a branch in Huang State? What was their objective? It's simple. One reason is to keep an eye on the movements within Huang State, the other is to recruit tribespeople from the Huang tribe with better aptitude. We suspect that the demon race perpetrated a bloodbath upon our branch. The demon race of Huang State might not necessarily be weaker than your Mount Shu. We must be extremely cautious on this journey. Elder Ku Mu's face grew solemn as he spoke about this matter. Lu Changsheng had indeed learned from the archives of Mount Shu that the so-called Huang tribe were descendants from ancient times, scattered about the mountains of Huang State. Though members of the Huang tribe belonged to the human race, they had always lived in a tribal manner. Because they were descendants from ancient times and were few in number, yet physically robust, the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion occasionally recruited disciples from the Huang tribe to strengthen their sect. Huang State was named after the Huang tribe. To the south of Jiannan Pass lay endless mountains. Lu Changsheng and his group traveled by sword flight for 2 days before finally arriving at the branch of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Here, the branch was established in a Huang tribe village, which was left in ruins when Lu Changsheng and his group arrived. Corpses lay scattered everywhere, broken stone houses, dried riverbeds of blood, and stone axes covered in cracks could all be seen. Indeed, it was the work of the demon race. Sha Ningxie looked at the huge claw print below, a trace left by a great demon during battle. The scent of the demon race still lingered in the valley where the Huang tribe resided. It's not just the demon race, but also remnants of the demon sect's presence. Elder Ku Mu's expression grew even grimmer as he detected the traces of the demon sects. Lu Changsheng's expression also became increasingly serious. In Sha State, although the 6 major sects of the righteous Dao competed, they joined forces to suppress the 4 demon sects, with the Dao always triumphing by a measure over the demons. But if the 4 demon sects collaborated with the demon race of Huang State, it would disrupt the balance. The waters are deep indeed. No wonder the eldest senior brother is so concerned about the events unfolding here. Split up and search, see if there are any survivors. Yes, the group from Inquiry Immortal Pavilion dispersed in different directions, looking for survivors. 4 powerhouses of Dao Palace realm stood on their flying swords above the Huang tribe's village. It's very likely that none have survived. Did the demon race aim to annihilate this Huang tribe and incidentally destroy our branch, or did they come specifically for our branch? Luo Feng's face was ugly. That is exactly what I'm worried about. We can only glimpse the truth if we find survivors. Elder Ku Mu's face was as wrinkled as tree bark, filled with concern. Sha Ningshui's brows were slightly furrowed, and she stayed silent. The tens of thousands in the Huang tribe, wiped out in a single night. Elders, we haven't found anyone over here. Neither have we. Ah! A scream came from several Inquiry Immortal Pavilion disciples responsible for searching the nearby woods. Lu Changsheng, Elder Ku Mu, Luo Feng, and Sha Ningxue all immediately turned their gaze to the south, where a beast's claw, 100 zhang wide, appeared, striking at an Inquiry Immortal Pavilion disciple from the Golden Core Realm. The Golden Core Realm disciple attempted sword flight to escape the range of the beast's claw. Attack, elders, save me. Boom. The merciless beast's claw struck down, slamming the Golden Core Realm disciple to the ground. Erasing him with a single swipe. The earth shook, and dust and stones flew around. We're ambushed, this is bad. Lu Changsheng immediately held his breath and focused, concentrating all of his attention. This assessment mission was fraught with extreme danger. Ha ha ha, we didn't find that one person, but instead, you came to us. Since you're here, we'll take you down as well. Around the valley, hundreds of figures appeared, led by a man with a scar from a sword on his face, dressed in black sword attire, and radiating fierceness. Over 20 people from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion were terrified as they looked around. Realizing they were completely surrounded by demon sect disciples. Evil Sword, an elder of the Reincarnation Hall, is at the same level as I am in the Dao Palace realm. I will hold him off while you lead the team and break through the siege. Elder Ku Mu secretly messaged Lu Changsheng, Luo Feng, and Sha Ningxue. Then what will you do, Elder? I'll find a way to escape when the time comes, but you absolutely cannot die here, or else I cannot explain it to the Pavilion Master. Elder Ku Mu was resolute, determined to save the disciple most valued by the Pavilion Master no matter what. Ku Mu, you have 2 Dao Palace Realm helpers there, and I also have 2 Dao Palace Realm elders here, but I've also called upon the demon race's Black Tiger Taoist. Today, you will all be buried here. Ha 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 ha. Evil Sword laughed wildly. 4 Dao Palace Realm cultivators and hundreds of demon sect disciples were facing the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion's team of only 3 Dao Palace Realm cultivators, a nearly certain victory. Quote. Lu realized that Evil Sword seemed to have forgotten to count him, another cultivator of the Dao Palace Realm. Chapter 12. A great demon with a tiger's head and a human body appeared beside the Evil Sword, coldly scanning the group from Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Evil Sword, you deal with Ku Mu. I'll take care of the others. No problem. The Evil Sword stretched out his hand, and the huge sword behind him flew out, landing in his hand as he cruelly licked the blade, his eyes bloodshot. In his eyes, Lu Changsheng and his party were already corpses. Black Tiger Taoist, a great demon of the 4th layer of Dao Palace from Huang State, often devours humans of the Huang tribe, and is naturally brutal and bloodthirsty. This is not good. Having lived for 800 years, Elder Ku Mu was experienced and knowledgeable, and he also had an understanding of the loose cultivators from Huang State. Elder Ku Mu could hold off Elder Evil Sword from the Reincarnation Hall, but he was completely unable to manage Black Tiger Taoist. Therefore, Elder Ku Mu secretly transmitted a message, telling Lu Changsheng, Sha Ningxue, Luo Feng, and others to find a way to escape. Attack. Several hundred disciples of the demon sects, armed with various weapons, attacked Lu Changsheng and his group from all directions. Follow me and break through the siege. Sha Ningxue drew a snow-white longsword, its sword chi sweeping across and slaying several demon sect disciples as she led the charge to break out. You heretics and evildoers, you're seeking your own death. Heaven-burning sword. Luo Feng summoned a precious sword, which whipped up roaring flames. The demon sect disciples caught in the fiery sword chi did not even have the chance to scream before being turned to ash. Inquiry Immortal Pavilion is one of the 6 major righteous Dao, and its Dao Palace Realm elders are by no means ordinary. However, 2 elders of the Dao Palace Realm from the Reincarnation Hall made their move. The sound of chain swinging could be heard, and the sickle at the end of the chain slashed through the air towards Sha Ningxue. Sha Ningxue used her longsword to strike the sickle, but the longsword was entangled by the chain, and the sickle still flew towards Sha Ningxie. Break! Sha Ningxie slapped with her left palm, blasting the sickle that was slicing through the air. Break again! With her right hand wielding the sword, Sha Ningxui's sharp sword chi cut through the chain. An acquired spirit treasure of high quality. The reincarnation hall elder who attacked Sha Ningxie was greatly surprised. Sha Ningxui's long sword was exceptionally sharp, having cut through his chain and sickle with sword chi. One sword of frosty cold. Sha Ningxie swung out a cold ice sword chi that stretched over dozens of yards, turning the air to ice wherever it passed. The reincarnation hall elder couldn't dodge in time and had an arm severed by Sha Ningxui's sword chi. The wound was frostbitten, and the reincarnation hall elder showed an agonized and ferocious expression. He, too, was of the first layer of Dao Palace, but Sha Ningxie, born with the Lingua holy body and innate spiritual vein, and possessing a high-quality acquired spirit treasure, completely overwhelmed the reincarnation hall elder. Within reach, ends of the earth. Sha Ningxie took a step forward and instantly appeared in front of the reincarnation hall elder, slaying him with one sword strike. While stealthily dealing with the demon sect disciples, Lu Changsheng was secretly astounded. Sha Ningxie was clearly not an ordinary elder of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Useless trash. The muffled voice of Black Tiger Taoist rang out as a giant beast paw materialized, striking towards Sha Ningxie. Ice sword domain. The air around Sha Ningxie solidified into ice, with ice blades forming sword chi in front of her. Crack! The beast paw shattered the ice sword chi and struck Sha Ningxie. Pooh! Sha Ningxie was injured by a blow from Black Tiger Taoist, spitting out blood, her complexion pale. Although she was nearly invincible in the same realm, Black Tiger Taoist was a fourth-layer Dao Palace Great Demon, 3 realms higher than her. Black Tiger Taoist, by colluding with the Reincarnation Hall, aren't you afraid of the 6 major righteous Dao? Sha Ningxui's expression remained frosty. The more dangerous the situation, the more she needed to stay rational. The 6 major righteous Dao mean shit. One day I will attack Mount Shu and devour 100,000 disciples. Die. Black Tiger Taoist mercilessly struck down, his beast paw lashing out again. Sha Ningxie stepped on her flying sword, trying to dodge the beast's claw. But as the beast's claw grew with the wind, it became like a small mountain, still slapping down fiercely. PFF'd. Sha Ningxie spat out blood again, her face devoid of color. The gap between their 3 realms made it difficult for Sha Ningxie to bridge the chasm. Junior sister. Luo Feng was locked in fierce combat with another reincarnation hall elder and saw Sha Ningxie about to be annihilated by Black Tiger Taoist, his anxiety burning like fire. But both he and the reincarnation hall elder were of the 2nd layer of Dao Palace realm and evenly matched in their deadly fight, unable to spare any effort to assist. Die. Black Tiger Taoist continuously struck out with his claws, covering the sky and earth as they smacked down, shaking the ground. Sha Ningxie appeared slightly disheveled, with no choice but to dodge with her sword. Ah! Another disciple from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion was killed and fell from the sky. The more than 20 people from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, under the siege of the demon sects, were quickly reduced to just over 10. Lu Changsheng activated the Taiching Wuji technique, wielding the 9 Heavens Imperial Thunder Sword, battling alone against 3 nascent Soul Realm Elders of the Reincarnation Hall. Without falling at a disadvantage, swinging the 9 Heavens Imperial Thunder Sword, the sword moved with the power of wind and thunder, annihilating 2 Reincarnation Hall Elders. In the intelligence from the Reincarnation Hall, Lu Changsheng was an elder of the nascent Soul Realm from Mount Shu, but in reality, he had already reached the Dao Palace realm. The Reincarnation Hall, having messed up the intelligence, suffered a great loss, and Lu Changsheng grew stronger as the battle raged, slaying another 7 or 8 Reincarnation Hall disciples. The most troublesome is Black Tiger Taoist. Even if I kill all the demon sect's disciples, if Sha Ningxie is killed by Black Tiger Taoist, I will also face disaster. Lu Changsheng steeled his heart and attacked Black Tiger Taoist from behind with his sword. HMPH, a mere nascent Soul Realm Taoist dares to ambush me. Black Tiger Taoist sensed the sword chi approaching from behind and turned around to casually strike with his palm. Myriad swords returned to origin. Lu Changsheng frantically activated the Taiching Wuji technique, and a vast outpour of spiritual energy surged from his dantian. In midair, Over 10,000 spirit swords formed from condensed spiritual energy aimed at Black Tiger Taoist. In that moment, Lu Changsheng no longer concealed his strength but used his full power. What? You are in the Tao Palace realm. Black Tiger Taoist was caught off guard, and because he miscalculated, he used too little power to block Lu Changsheng's palm. Black Tiger Taoist's palm force only obliterated 3,000 spirit swords, with 7,000 more bombarding him. Boom, boom, boom. Black Tiger Taoist, unprepared, was repeatedly struck by the spirit swords, finding himself in a very awkward position. Let's go. Lu Changsheng knew that by launching a surprise attack, he might be able to severely injure Black Tiger Taoist, but the idea of killing him across 3 realms was far too difficult. Sha Ningshui's expression showed shock. Lu Changsheng was also of the Tao Palace realm, whereas she had until then endured Luo Feng's taunts. The group from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion fought as they retreated, and under the leadership of 3 Tao Palace realm individuals, they broke through the encirclement. You dare injure me, unforgivable. Black Tiger Heart Devouring. Black Tiger Taoist, furious, sent a surge of black mist towards the group from Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Not good, he's targeting our souls. Leave, I'll block it. The Tao follows nature. Sha Ningshui stood behind everyone, forcefully enduring Black Tiger Taoist's attack. The moment the black mist hit her, Sha Ningshui's soul felt as though it had been struck hard, and her eyes became lifeless. Struck by my Black Tiger Heart Devouring technique, in no time, your soul will be torn apart. Black Tiger Taoist was very confident in his technique. He had used this move to exterminate countless exceptional beings. Take this elixir pill. Lu Changsheng, unable to escape Black Tiger Taoist's pursuit alone, decisively took out a rank 7-9 Nether Soul Gathering pill and fed it to Sha Ningshui. Sha Ningshui's soul began to reconvene, her eyes once again brightening. She miraculously survived, feeling it almost unbelievable. Black Tiger Taoist expended a vast amount of spiritual energy to perform his unique Tao technique, yet Sha Ningshui was easily rescued by Lu Changsheng. Chapter 13. A mass of black mist swept over the valley, startling countless birds into flight. The terrifying, divine sense of Black Tiger Taoist scanned the entire canyon but found no trace of Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningshui before finally departing. The valley fell silent. An hour later, the black mist returned. Black Tiger Taoist had doubled back on himself. It seems they're indeed not here. Muttering to himself, Black Tiger Taoist rode the clouds and mists away from the area. Black Tiger Taoist is truly treacherous. Actual villains are much more cunning than those in TV dramas. Let's not leave the cave for the time being. Inside a secluded cave, Lu Changsheng held his breath and concentrated, sensing the oppressive aura of Black Tiger Taoist fade away before finally letting out a sigh of relief. Among the loose cultivators of Huang State, Black Tiger Taoist was notorious for his cruelty and cunning personality. Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningshui had narrowly escaped his pursuit. Worried about encountering Black Tiger Taoist if they went out now, Lu Changsheng decided to stay in the cave for some more days. Lu Changsheng sat in meditation, regulating his breath. The sound of Sha Ningshui's breathing echoed in the cave. Sha Ningshui had been injured by Black Tiger Taoist and was resting to recover. When Black Tiger Taoist's Tao technique shattered my soul, was it you who used the 7th Great Elixir, 9 Nether Soul Gathering Pill, to help me reconvene my soul? Sha Ningshui opened her bright eyes, looking at Lu Changsheng with a mixture of emotions. The 9 Nether Soul Gathering Pill was a 7th Great Elixir, something not even the elders reached in the Tao Palace, and even the Pavilion Master of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion couldn't produce many. Yet, Lu Changsheng had administered it directly to her, dissolving Black Tiger Taoist's Tao technique and saving her life. Are 7th Great Elixir pills very rare? Lu Changsheng was puzzled. He knew that 7th Great Elixir pills were valuable, but wasn't clear on just how scarce they were. After all, it was a reward from the disciple apprenticeship system, something he took for granted. He could always fleece the system for more in the future. Sha Ningshui's pupils quivered. From what Lu Changsheng said, were 7th Great Elixir pills insignificant to him? Even her own master wouldn't dare to say such a thing, would he? Here is a 5th Great Elixir pill, Scarlet Blood Consolidating Essence pill, which can heal wounds and restore vitality. Seeing that Sha Ningshui's injuries hadn't yet fully healed, Lu Changsheng flicked his fingers, sending out a pill. A 5th grade elixir pill, are you really giving this to me? Sha Ningxie caught the elixir pill, incredulous. Lu Changsheng's face remained calm, as if to him a 5th grade elixir pill was nearly as insignificant as trash. You need to recover your vital energy as quickly as possible so that we have a chance to escape. Otherwise, with my power alone, facing Black Tiger Taoist would only lead to a dead end. Consider it a mutual benefit. Lu Changsheng knew that if both of them restored their strength to the first level of the Tao Palace realm, they could together stand a chance against Black Tiger Taoist, which is why he offered her the Scarlet Blood Consolidating Essence pill. Alright, Sha Ningxie understood that in their current predicament, they needed each other. Dropping any pretense, she consumed the Scarlet Blood Consolidating Essence pill, closed her eyes to meditate, refining the pill's power as her wounds visibly healed at an remarkable rate. Lu Changsheng also consumed a 4th grade elixir pill, Earth Spirit pill, to restore his own spiritual energy. Fortunately, the disciple apprenticeship system had rewarded him with a bunch of superb elixir pills before they descended the mountain, enabling Lu Changsheng to narrowly escape this disaster. Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningxie stayed in the cave for 3 days. Sha Ningxui's injuries fully healed, and Lu Changsheng's spiritual energy was also restored to its full capacity. Black Tiger Taoist hasn't doubled back within 3 days. We can go out now. Lu Changsheng planned to return to Mount Shu to report to his senior brother about the situation. In Huang State, Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningxie led a group of disciples from Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, breaking through the encirclement. The other disciples, with lesser skills, perished while being chased by Black Tiger Taoist in the Reincarnation Hall. As for Elder Ku Mu and Elder Luo Feng of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, their whereabouts were unknown. Had it not been for Lu Changsheng revealing his Tao Palace realm cultivation, Sha Ningxie might have been annihilated by Black Tiger Taoist as well. Thinking about the outcome of their journey, a hint of worry crossed Sha Ningxui's delicate features. Elder Lu, I owe you my life. How do you want me to repay you? Backquote. If you wish to repay me, why not take me as your master? Are you serious? But I have sworn a poison oath to my sect, never to betray it. Apart from this, I can agree to anything you ask. Sha Ningxie was taken aback. She thought that Lu Changsheng was only joking, and she didn't expect him to bring up the matter again. Apart from this, I can't think of anything else at the moment. We'll talk about it another day. Lu Changsheng indeed lacked nothing in terms of magical treasures or cultivation techniques. The proper course of action was to find a way to return to Mount Shu. Understood. Sha Ningxie wasn't in a hurry to repay the favor. Both were members of the 6 orthodox sects. And young elders, they would inevitably cross paths again. Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningxie left the cave where they had been hiding. Suddenly, Sha Ningxie gasped in doubt when she saw a strange pattern on a huge rock at the entrance of the cave. This is a secret signal used by the disciples of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion to communicate. A disciple from the Huang State branch is still alive. This is the signal she left. Sha Ningxui's expression gradually cleared. The Huang State branch had not been completely wiped out, there were survivors. She fled to the north. I hope Black Tiger Taoist hasn't encountered her. Let's hurry and catch up. Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningxie flew north, skimming the ground on their flying swords. The next day, when Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningxie arrived at a desolate village, they enveloped the village in their divine sense and detected 2 auras, one strong and one weak. Come out, Lu Changsheng shouted. Demon sects, I'll fight you. We'll perish together. From inside the village, a flying sword was thrust at them, initiating a desperate move that would result in mutual destruction. Stop, I am Sha Ningxie of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Sha Ningxie, sensing the other was one of her own, softly scolded. The flying sword hovered in midair, and the person wielding the sword was a female golden core realm disciple of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Disciple pays respects to the Holy Maiden. The female golden core realm disciple, upon seeing Sha Ningxie, was overwhelmed with emotion and hurriedly retrieved her sword to pay respect. Holy Maiden, Lu Changsheng looked at Sha Ningxie with a strange expression. This person's status in Inquiry Immortal Pavilion was indeed not low. But Sha Ningxie still owed him a favor. Evil Sword from Reincarnation Hall and Black Tiger Taoist from the demon race joined forces to massacre our branch. I was the only one who managed to escape through a tunnel. The others The female disciple choked up and her eyes reddened as she mentioned this. We've also encountered Evil Sword and Black Tiger Taoist. Then, Holy Maiden, apart from the two of us, the rest are either dead or missing. That makes sense, the Holy Maiden has not cultivated for long, and is not a match for Black Tiger Taoist. Why did Black Tiger Taoist attack our Inquiry Immortal Pavilion branch? Sha Ningxie regained her composure. The ultimate purpose of this journey was to uncover the truth behind the events in Huang State. There's another person involved in this matter. Black Tiger Taoist in Reincarnation Hall. Probably came for this person. Come out. The female disciple wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes and called out to another person. Hiding in a stone house. Lu Changsheng looked towards the stone house, only to see a little girl with her face covered in mud hiding behind the wooden door, peering out at them nervously. Ding, the system has found a suitable candidate for discipleship, one has been found. Chapter 14. The Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator suddenly reacted, bursting forth with dazzling golden light. The source of the golden light was a little girl hiding behind a wooden door, looking somewhat timid. The information of the little girl appeared within the Disciple Apprenticeship Simulator. Name: Nun. Race: Huang Tribe. Talent: Martial King Divine Physique, Fire Spirit Root, Tragic Destiny. Cultivation: 5th level of the Qi Transformation Realm. Dao Bone: 7 years. The Huang Tribe with 7 years of Dao Bone, and cultivation at the 5th level of the Qi Transformation Realm. Could this little one have been born at the Qi Transformation Realm? Lu Changsheng had heard that the Huang tribe were descendants of an ancient tribe, some of whose offspring had strong bloodlines and were born with cultivation levels. He had not expected this little girl to possess a special constitution, the Martial King Divine Physique. The only pity was that the girl's destinial pattern was not good. Lu Changsheng waved his hand, and although the little girl was still timid, she was drawn out by the attraction of Lu Changsheng's innate Taoist body. A month ago, a group of Huang tribe warriors protected her and sought refuge at our branch pavilion, but were attacked by the Black Tiger Taoist in the Reincarnation Hall. The Hall Master instructed me to take her and escape through the tunnel before dying. Afterwards, the Hall Master chose to self-destruct, destroying the tunnel entrance, and I was able to escape to safety. Until I met the Holy Maiden. The female disciple narrated the causes and consequences of the events in Huang State. Since the matter of Huang State is so closely related to her, we can take her back to the sect and hand her over to the pavilion master for disposition. Sha Ningxie found a clue and planned to take the little girl back to the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Hold on a moment. Lu Changsheng had finally found a candidate disciple with exceptional talent and could not afford to miss this opportunity, so he stopped Sha Ningxie. What's the matter? Since Fairy Sha is unwilling to become my disciple, I plan to seek the next best option and accept this girl as my disciple and take her back to Mount Shu. You're from Mount Shu. This person was found by our Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. How can you take her to Mount Shu? The female disciple became anxious, as their branch pavilion had nearly been wiped out trying to protect this little girl of the Huang tribe. You owe me a favor, do you not? Lu Changsheng looked at Sha Ningxie, who was the one in charge. Sha Ningxui's eyebrows knitted slightly, and after careful consideration, she finally let out a long sigh. Take her then. Holy Maiden, what if the pavilion master assigns blame? I shall bear it alone. Moreover, entrusting her protection to Mount Shu might be better. After all, Mount Shu's foundation is stronger than that of our Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. I obey the order. The female disciple of the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion greatly admired the Holy Maiden Sha Ningxie. Once Sha Ningxie made a decision, she did not persist any longer. We are not far from Zhen Nan Pass now, and I presume the Black Tiger Taoist would not dare to enter the territory of our Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Then, Elder Lu, I take my leave. We shall meet again if fate allows it. Sha Ningxie motioned with her fingers, and the flying sword unsheathed, taking her and the female disciple back to the sect. Before leaving, Sha Ningxie gave Lu Changsheng a deep look. This person's heart is of the highest quality. Lu Changsheng exclaimed. The character of Sha Ningxie was also rare in the world. Only Lu Changsheng and the little girl of the Huang tribe remained. Do you have a name? The little girl shook her head. Since we share a master-disciple fate, I shall name you, Lian. From now on, I am your master. Lu Changsheng patted her head, unconcerned about her background. After all, Taking her as a disciple and thoroughly exploiting the system was the plan. The little Huang tribe girl, Lian, nodded vigorously. She vaguely felt that someone was after her life, and that Lu Changsheng could protect her. We're going back to Mount Shu. Lu Changsheng swirled his Taoist robe, a breeze enveloped Lian, and she floated up, revealing a long-lost smile, seemingly finding it very amusing. Lu Changsheng, with his spiritual energy, enveloped his newly accepted disciple in sword flight. Returning to Mount Shu, Lian's cultivation was far inferior to Lu Changsheng's, and with him eager to hit the road, he used his own spiritual energy to help his disciple hasten the journey. After Lu Changsheng left Huang State, the Black Tiger Taoist was still frantically searching everywhere for Lu Changsheng and Sha Ningshui's traces. Outside Jiannan Pass, a withered face suddenly emerged on the bark of a dead tree. Elder Ku Mu stepped out from inside the tree, his cane already broken in two. The evil sword of the reincarnation hall couldn't keep this old man. I wonder if the Holy Maiden has safely returned to the sect. 1500 years ago, the Pavilion Master challenged the sect leader of Mount Shu and suffered 3 defeats in 3 battles, losing all face. Now, the Pavilion Master has finally found a disciple with exceptional talent, seeking to redeem himself in the upcoming Six Paths Conference. The Holy Maiden must not encounter any mishaps. In the back mountain of Mount Shu, the eldest senior disciple Li Changye listened patiently to the detailed report of Lu Changsheng's affairs in Huang State, facing the sword marks on the stone wall. Li Changye slowly said, "The sect leader has had a premonition that there will soon be a catastrophe in Sha State. Issue the order, every month all Mount Shu elders and disciples can receive double the cultivation resources. I hope everyone cultivates diligently and survives the calamity as best as they can." Lu Changsheng furrowed his brows. Are things really that dire? Li Changye turned around with a slight smile. Junior brother need not worry too much. Mount Shu has stood tall for hundreds of thousands of years. We've been through all sorts of trials and will not wither simply because of a calamity. Then how does eldest senior brother plan to deal with this daughter of the Huang tribe? Since she has been taken as your disciple by you, it means she has a destiny with our Mount Shu. She is your disciple and also Mount Shu's disciple. Our sect will provide her with protection. The eldest senior disciple's tone was firm, filled with strong confidence. This is Mount Shu. Word as bond. Thank you, eldest senior brother. Junior brother takes his leave. Lu Changsheng knew that with the eldest senior brother's character, even if Lian had the martial king divine physique from ancient times, he wouldn't covet what wasn't his. Lu Changsheng, with his second disciple, returned to Qingyan Peak and called over his first disciple, Lin Qingzi, who had been diligently cultivating. Lin Qingzi, with the pure heart of an innocent, had focused solely on cultivation during Lu Changsheng's absence, undistracted by anything else. Master, who is this? From today onwards, she is your junior sister, named Lian. As the eldest disciple, you must protect your junior sister well, understand? Disciple will remember well. Very good. Lu Changsheng checked the disciple apprenticeship simulator, and the system showed the number of disciples as 2, and the daily reward opportunities, power infusing initiation chances. And simulation chances had also increased from 1 to 2. Having taken a second disciple, Lu Changsheng could exploit the system even better. Next comes double the joy. Pity that the disciple apprenticeship simulator seemed only to accept highly talented disciples. Otherwise Lu Changsheng could have recruited hundreds of disciples, lining them up for power transmission and rewards. Next, I shall initiate each of you in power transmission. Lu Changsheng never missed an opportunity for power infusing initiation. Master is certain he wants to transmit power to the 2 of us. Lin Qingzi was as stunned as a wooden chicken. How could his master, just like an inexhaustible charging station, not fear that power infusing initiation would drain his own cultivation? Chapter 15. Ding, you have transmitted 300 days of heavenly cultivation to your disciple, Lin Qingzi, who has actually received 60 days of cultivation. Lin Qingzi's current realm is at the first layer of the Qi transformation realm. After refining all the spiritual energy, he may ascend to the second layer of the Qi transformation realm. Ding, you have received a 70-fold return reward for imparting teachings, 4,200 days of heavenly cultivation. Ding, the number of power infusing initiation opportunities for today -1, the remaining number of Power-infusing initiation opportunities for today is 1. As soon as Lu Changsheng returned to his cave residence, he immediately began the power-infusing initiation for his eldest disciple, and the system returned him more than 10 years' worth of cultivation. Thank you, Master. Lin Qingzi's face turned red, his body filled with enormous spiritual energy, and it would take some time to refine this energy and consolidate his cultivation level. At this rate of cultivation, Lin Qingzi could reach the Golden Core realm within a year. To join Mount Shu and advance from the Foundation Establishment realm to the Golden Core realm within a year, such a speed of cultivation was simply inconceivable. Next, it's your turn. Lu Changsheng placed his palm on the head of his younger disciple, Lian, with white steam coming from his palm as he began the power-infusing initiation. Having had the experience of imparting to Lin Qingzi, Lu Changsheng was even more skilled and confident, first infusing a strand of spiritual energy gradually. As Lu Changsheng's spiritual energy entered Lian's body, he discovered the profound mysteries of the disciples' martial king divine physique. Lian's meridians were thick, with golden blood flowing within, and an exceptionally powerful physique, making him a fine prospect for a martial cultivator. Martial cultivators focus mainly on body refinement, augmenting their training with path comprehension, which is equally a formidable path to follow. The eldest disciple, Lin Qingzi, and the younger disciple, Lian, were on different paths. As their master, it was his duty to tailor his teaching according to their natural talents and guide them onto the paths best suited for them. Lu Changsheng understood this well. It seems necessary to make a trip to the scripture pavilion, there should be records there regarding the martial king divine physique. Lu Changsheng thought to himself. Beyond storing rare cultivation techniques, the scripture pavilion of Mount Shu also contained various records, including those on special constitutions. To not properly cultivate such a premium constitution as the martial king divine physique would be a tragic waste. Lu Changsheng knew that Lian, possessing the martial king divine physique, could withstand more spiritual energy, so he increased the power of the spiritual energy transmission by just that little bit extra. Master, my body feels so hot. Lian, experiencing the power-infusing initiation for the first time, felt his body becoming hot and covered in sweat, with no idea how to refine this influx of spiritual energy. Stay calm, listen to my guidance. Lu Changsheng directed the spiritual energy to circulate within Lian's body, eventually settling in his dantian, becoming his own spiritual energy. Lu Changsheng guided him through 3 cycles, and Lian learned the process. The spiritual energy began to circulate on its own, continuously pooling into the dantian. Lian opened his bright eyes. I think I understand. Sure enough, as a disciple possessing the martial king divine physique, he had monstrous talent, grasping the concept in an instant. Thus, Lu Changsheng infused more spiritual energy. Lian's little face turned bright red. The speed at which he was refining the spiritual energy couldn't keep up with the rate at which Lu Changsheng was conducting the power-infusing initiation. Soon, Lian's body was filled with spiritual energy. Absorb. Lu Changsheng stopped the power-infusing initiation when Lian reached his limit, having expended a staggering 800 days of cultivation. Ding, you have transmitted 800 days of heavenly cultivation to your disciple, Lian, who has actually received 160 days of cultivation. Lian's current realm is at the 5th layer of the Qi transformation realm. After refining all the spiritual energy, he may ascend to the 6th layer of the Qi transformation realm. Ding, you have received a 50-fold return reward for mentoring, 9,000 heavenly cultivation. Ding, your number of power-infusing initiations available for today has decreased by 1, the remaining number for today is 0. Because of the rewards from the 2 power-infusing initiations, Lu Changsheng's Dantian Qi Si gained 2 huge influxes of spiritual energy that filled the Qi Si to the brim, ready to overflow. After refining these 2 influxes of spiritual energy, Lu Changsheng could step into the 2nd layer of the Dao Palace realm at any time. The path you choose to walk is different from that of your senior brother. Besides cultivating the Dao, you also need to undergo body refinement. I don't have any suitable cultivation techniques for you here, so I will make a trip to the scripture pavilion to exchange for a hard method and body refinement method that suits you. Lu Changsheng knew that Lian's physique was different from that of his eldest disciple and did not have any suitable cultivation or body refinement methods to bestow. But Lu Changsheng had completed the assessment task of a Dao Palace Realm Elder of Mount Shu and obtained 10,000 contribution points, which could be exchanged for cultivation resources, such as cultivation techniques, mystical artifacts, and elixir pills. Lian's martial king divine physique was more suited for body refinement. Her current cultivation was even higher than that of her senior brother Lin Qingzi. However, Lin Qingzi had the heart of the innocent, which meant he might comprehend the Tao. In a single day in the future, his potential could be no less than that of his junior sister. Right, what type of mystical artifact do you like to use? Lu Changsheng waved his sleeve, and weapons such as swords, spears, sabers, halberds, axes, hooks, forks, whips, maces, hammers, polearms, spiked clubs, sticks, lances, rods, and rakes appeared in the cave dwelling. Mount Shu was mainly a place for sword cultivators, but it did not insist that all disciples must follow the sword Dao. Lian was a descendant of the ancient Huang tribe and might not be suited for the sword Dao. Lu Changsheng tailored his teachings to the individual, allowing disciples to choose their own martial way. Lian blinked her eyes and eventually chose a red tassel spear. Lian's petite figure seemed disproportionate to the length of the red tassel spear, yet Lu Changsheng saw the rise of an unparalleled martial god. Lian was only 7 years old, with boundless potential. What she would achieve in the future depended on how well her master would guide her. A martial god needed to be nurtured starting from a young girl. Ding, you have bestowed upon your disciple, Lin Qingzi, a third-grade elixir pill, Scarlet Blood pill, and received a 100-fold return reward, a 5th-grade elixir pill, Scarlet Blood Consolidating Essence pill. Ding, your number of bestowals available for today has decreased by 1. Ding, you have bestowed upon your disciple, Lian, a 2nd-grade elixir pill, Grand Qi Returning pill, and received a 500-fold return reward, a 5th-grade elixir pill, Heavenly Spirit pill. Ding, your number of bestowals available for today has decreased by 1. Lu Changsheng had not yet found a suitable cultivation technique or mystical artifact for Lian, and his trip to Huang State had cost a large number of top-grade elixir pills, so he decided to bestow elixir pills on 2 disciples to fleece the system and replenish his stash of pills. You two go down and refine the spiritual energy. If you have any doubts during your cultivation, feel free to come to me for guidance. Yes, junior sister, pay your respects to master. Lin Qingzi taught Lian the etiquette of Mount Shu. Lian made a graceful bow, looking adorably like a carved jade figurine. As for her background, it remained a mystery till this day. After the 2 disciples left, Lu Changsheng sat down to cultivate and refine the spiritual energy returned by the system. The spiritual energy returned by the system was becoming more substantial, and it took Lu Changsheng quite a time to refine the energy and consolidate his realm. A trip to the scripture pavilion would be good. Lu Changsheng summoned his flying sword and headed to the rear mountain of Mount Shu. The scripture pavilion was a sacred site of Mount Shu, housing various cultivation techniques and scriptures, guarded by Dao Palace realm elders. Lu Changsheng's 10,000 contribution points might not be enough to exchange for top-notch cultivation techniques, but exchanging for a low-tier cultivation technique suitable for Lian should pose no issue. Lu Changsheng had the disciple apprenticeship simulator, which allowed him to exchange low-tier cultivation techniques and mystical artifacts, bestow them upon his disciples, and then obtain high-tier cultivation techniques and mystical artifacts through system rewards. Backquote. Chapter 16. So, it's Elder Lu of Qingyan Peak. Congratulations to Elder Lu for stepping into the Dao Palace realm. According to the rules of the Scripture Pavilion, disciples below the Qi Transformation realm can only access the first layer. Disciples of the Golden Core realm can only access the second layer, Nascent Soul realm. Elders can only access the third layer, and Elder Lu may go up to the fourth layer. The Mount Shu disciples guarding the Scripture Pavilion became utterly respectful upon seeing the arrival of the immortally elegant Lu Changsheng. A Dao Palace realm elder is indeed a mainstay of Mount Shu. Lu Changsheng encountered the reincarnation hall in Huang State and displayed the cultivation of the Dao Palace realm, so he no longer concealed the fact that he had entered the Dao Palace realm. However, Lu Changsheng's cultivation could advance to the second layer of the Dao Palace realm at any time, and even if outsiders knew he was at the first layer of Tao Palace realm, it wouldn't reveal his full strength. Take me to the second layer. The second layer. All the disciples were surprised. The first layer of the scripture pavilion contains yellow rank cultivation techniques, as well as ordinary texts. The second and third layers contain profound rank cultivation techniques and books recording strange and special events. The fourth layer contains earth rank cultivation techniques and some of Mount Shu's secrets. The fifth layer is only known to the sect leader and some old monsters regarding what's inside. Since Lu Changsheng had already stepped into the Tao Palace realm, why did he choose to go to the second layer? I want to exchange some cultivation techniques for my disciple. I see. To become a disciple of Elder Lu is indeed a blessing accumulated over 3 lifetimes. The disciples suddenly understood and were filled with envy. Lu Changsheng was willing to spend his own sect merit points to exchange for suitable cultivation techniques for his disciple, which speaks volumes about the kind of master he is. Lu Changsheng arrived at the second layer, where quite a number of Golden Core Realm disciples of Mount Shu were browsing through the cultivation techniques. Mount Shu disciples and elders can complete sect missions, slay demons, save the dying, aid the injured, and earn merit points, which can be exchanged for cultivation techniques in the scripture pavilion. Any disciple with contributions will receive their due rewards. The scripture pavilion also holds various types of texts. Reading ordinary texts does not require merit points. Some texts that record oddities in Mount Shu's secrets do require merit points. Besides cultivation, experience and knowledge are also crucial. Knowledge is power. The book I'm looking for is exactly this one. Lu Changsheng found a special text on the second layer bookshelf titled, Records of Special Physiques Through the Ages. This text is extremely thick, recording special physiques witnessed over hundreds of thousands of years by successive sect leaders, elders, and disciples of Mount Shu, including the known mysteries of various special physiques. Perusing this text requires 2,000 contribution points. Lu Changsheng used up 2,000 Mount Shu contribution points and began to read through the text, memorizing the records of various special physiques in his mind, as they might come in handy should he encounter these talented individuals with special physiques in the future. Eternal Wilderness Body, Number of Occurrences, Once, Bearer, Li Chengye, Sect, Mount Shu. Special Traits, No records yet. Lu Changsheng saw his senior brother Li Chengye's special physique, but there was only a simple line of text. Indeed, senior brother is the next candidate for sect leader. Details about his eternal wilderness body could not appear in this book, otherwise it would be easy for the demon sects to study and target him. Lu Changsheng continued to flip through the pages. Spirit Sword Physique, Frequency of Occurrence, 10 times, Possessors, Grand Master Talon. Mount Shu, Fairy Qingxia, Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, Elder Jingyu, Mount Shu, Shao. Shangdao, Mount Shu, Special Feature, First seen with Grand Master Talon, the 7th Sect Leader of Mount Shu. Those with this physique possess extremely high talent in the Sword Dao. And, barring accidents, their cultivation at least reaches the Tao Palace realm. Out of the 10 Spirit Sword Physiques, half have reached the Void Refinement realm, but their ultimate potential is unknown. Lu Changsheng saw the name of Li Chengyi's disciple Shao Shangdao in the basic records of the Spirit Sword Physique. According to the records in Mount Shu's book, the Spirit Sword Physique had actually appeared 10 times in the past hundreds of thousands of years. Grand Master Talon, the 7th sect leader of Mount Shu, was a possessor of the Spirit Sword Physique. Senior brother's eternal wilderness body is only recorded once in this book, whereas the Spirit Sword Physique has appeared 10 times. It seems the eternal wilderness body is even more domineering. The Holy Maiden of Inquiry Immortal Pavilion I met in Huang State, Shaning She, with her lingua. Holy body has no records at all. Lu Changsheng browsed through the entire book and did not find a single word about the lingua. Holy body. Found it, the Martial King Divine Physique. Lu Changsheng found a record of his young disciple's special physique at the back of the book. Martial King Divine Physique, Frequency of Occurrence, Once, Possessor, Huang Tribe. Unknown, hence named, Huang, Special Feature, 100,000 years ago. Grandmaster Taishu, the 21st sect leader of Mount Shu, encountered a powerful member of the Huang tribe in Huang State. This member of the Huang tribe slayed a flood dragon in the Void Refinement realm with a stone spear. As described by the sect leader, the martial king. Divine physique originated from the ancient Huang tribe, suited for body refinement and proving the Tao, with potential beyond measure. Unfortunately, the sect leader never saw this member of the Huang tribe again, and the records about the martial king divine physique are limited to this account. 100,000 years ago, the Huang tribe also had the martial king divine physique. It seems that this special physique is unique to the Huang tribe. Liu Changsheng closed the records of special physiques through the ages, as the records about the martial king divine physique were too scant. Not even the powerful members of the Huang tribe who had this special physique in the past left their names behind, they were simply referred to as Huang. My young disciple might be a descendant of this individual named Huang, from the Huang tribe. Liu Changsheng put the records of special physiques through the ages back on the shelf, and then began to look for suitable cultivation techniques and body refinement methods for his young disciple. 10,000 phenomena body refining skills, profound rank high quality body refinement method, divided into 10 layers, cultivating to the 10th layer grants the power of 10,000 phenomena, suitable for disciples at the Qi transformation realm and golden core realm. Requires 3,000 contribution points. Purple flame primordial art, profound rank medium quality cultivation technique, suitable for disciples with fire spirit root, requires 1,500 contribution points. Rapid dragon break, profound rank medium quality spear technique, suitable for disciples who prove the Tao with martial arts and use the spear as a spiritual artifact, requires 1,500 contribution points. Liu Changsheng exchanged 3 cultivation techniques, spending 6,000 contribution points. With only 2,000 contribution points left, Liu Changsheng went to the Spirit Weapon Pavilion and exchanged for a high-quality spiritual artifact, Red Fire Spear. All 10,000 contribution points were used up, not 1 point remained. Liu Changsheng, with 3 cultivation techniques and a spiritual artifact, returned to his dwelling. The number of times a disciple can be rewarded daily is twice, and the same disciple can receive both rewards. In other words, Liu Changsheng had to divide the rewards of the 3 cultivation techniques and the spiritual artifact across 2 days for his young disciple. Master, I have arrived. Having familiarized herself with Qingyan Peak, Lian was no longer timid but hopped and skipped into the dwelling, curiously exploring every corner of it, even climbing onto Liu Changsheng's head, tugging at his black hair. Liu Changsheng frowned, worried that this disciple might become a little demon in the future. Once her martial king divine physique was somewhat developed, Mount Shu might be in for chaos. Who knows what the sect leader will think then? It seemed necessary to simulate this disciple's future life later. Today, I will teach you how to temper your body. Liu Changsheng took out the 10,000 phenomena body refining skills, and began to train this disciple from the Huang tribe in the direction of becoming a martial god. Chapter 17. Ding, you have bestowed upon your disciple, Lian, a profound rank high-quality cultivation technique, 10,000 phenomena body refining skills, and received a 400-fold return reward for mentoring, a heaven rank mid-quality cultivation technique, 9 dragons. Refinement technique. Ding, the number of available bestowals today has decreased by 1. Liu Changsheng, having exchanged for the 10,000 phenomena body refining skills from the scripture pavilion, passed it on to his young disciple and found a 9 dragons refinement technique had appeared in his bosom. 9 dragons refinement technique, divided into 9 levels. When cultivated to the 9th level, one can possess the power of 9 flood dragons. Thereafter, Liu Changsheng taught Lian how to breed and cultivate using nature's spiritual energy and the power of various elixir pills to temper his body. Lian's martial king divine physique was exceptionally tyrannical, absorbing all of the medicated water refined from dozens of first and second rank elixir pills that Liu Changsheng had prepared in advance. Cultivating and body refining aren't contradictory, but they require double the effort. The advantage lies in possessing both powerful cultivation and a formidable physique at the same time. While his little disciple was earnestly tempering his body, Liu Changsheng began to peruse the 9 dragons refinement technique. Liu Changsheng could also practice martial and cultivation dual practice. After all, he had the disciple apprenticeship simulator. During power infusing initiation, he could return cultivation allowing Lu Changsheng's rate of cultivation to far surpass ordinary people. Even dual practice wouldn't take up much more time. The excess spiritual energy could be fully used to temper his body, turning himself into a spiritual treasure. By now, the spiritual energy accumulated in Lu Changsheng's Dantian Qi Si had overflowed, so he used the surplus spiritual energy to temper his body, ensuring every muscle and bone was refined. Master, Leonor has made an initial achievement. After cultivating in Lu Changsheng's cave dwelling for 3 days, Lien had reached the first level of 10,000 phenomena body refining skills. With just a single punch, without using spiritual energy, he could unleash the power of 10 elephants. If 10,000 phenomena body refining skills was cultivated to the 10th level, then with a swing of Lian's little fist, he could wield the power of 10,000 phenomena and could shatter a mountain with his bare hands. Very good. Lu Changsheng opened his eyes. His 9 Dragons refinement technique had also reached the first level. In the future, your master will frequently bestow you with elixir pills, which you can use to temper your body. Lu Changsheng knew that his little disciple's martial king divine physique needed an abundance of heavenly materials and earthly treasures to achieve minor accomplishments. Fortunately, Lu Changsheng had the disciple apprenticeship simulator. As long as he bestowed low-grade elixir pills, it would return various heavenly materials and earthly treasures. Next, your master will impart to you the purple flame primordial art. Lu Changsheng wasn't in a hurry to pass on martial techniques. Cultivation and physique are the foundation, martial techniques are just the icing on the cake. If one's cultivation is high enough, every flower and blade of grass can become a weapon. If one's physique is strong enough, they can slay great demons with their bare hands. Ding, you have bestowed upon your disciple, Lien, a profound rank mid-quality cultivation technique, purple flame primordial art, and received a 200-fold return reward for mentoring. A heaven rank low quality cultivation technique, heaven burning true essence. Skills. Ding, the number of available bestowals today has decreased by 1. Lu Changsheng had acquired another heaven rank cultivation technique. However, the heaven rank low quality, heaven burning true essence skills, did not compare to the heaven rank high quality, supreme purity limitless technique. Once Lien cultivates purple flame primordial art to its highest level and his cultivation reaches the nascent soul realm, he can then practice heaven rank cultivation techniques. What would the system return if he bestowed heaven rank cultivation techniques upon his disciple? Could there be techniques even higher than heaven rank? Lu Changsheng couldn't help but feel somewhat excited. Lu Changsheng briefly explained the difficult points in cultivating purple flame primordial art. Lien listened while blinking his eyes and looking around. It was hard to tell whether he had remembered anything or not. Although his senior disciple, Lin Qingzi, was somewhat slow, his advantage lay in his undivided attention. He absorbed everything Lu Changsheng said. As for his junior disciple Lien, while naturally active, he had the martial king divine physique, an innate martial arts prodigy with top-notch comprehension. Your destiny is tragic, you should focus on cultivating and not be playful. Go find your senior brother and let him supervise your cultivation. Backquote. Lu Changsheng finished his explanation and, in the end, handed over the tedious task of supervising the little disciple's cultivation to the patient senior disciple. Oh, Lian's eyes spun around, and then she hopped and skipped out again, probably to go and cause trouble for the immortal cranes and immortal deers of Qingyan Peak. This disciple probably won't be that peaceful to mind. System, simulate, Lian's entire life. Lu Changsheng was curious about his little disciple's future achievements, so he chose to simulate her life in advance. Ding, you have started to simulate the life of disciple, Lien. Ding, today's simulation count -1. Simulation begins. At 7, Lien became your disciple. Under your perfunctory instruction, she broke through to the Golden Core realm in the 2nd year. At 10, because Lien did not know how strong she was, she injured a Mount Shu disciple of the Golden Core realm at the Mount Shu Disciples Convention, causing a sensation across the entire Mount Shu. At 11, the eldest senior brother Lin Qingzi was killed by an elder from the demon sects, which angered Lien, and she sneaked down the mountain without telling you. At 12, Lien found the demon sect's elder, but due to her usual playfulness, her cultivation was inadequate, and she was injured by the elder and escaped back to Mount Shu. At 15, under your serious guidance, Lien cultivated diligently and broke through to the nascent Soul realm, becoming one of Mount Shu's elders. It took her 6 months to find and slay the demon sect's elder who killed Lin Qingzi, avenging his death. At 16, Lien swore at Lin Qingzi's grave that she would cultivate even more diligently from now on and sweep through the 4 great demon sects with her master. At 25, she broke through to the Dao Palace realm, and the martial king Divine Physique had minor accomplishments, participating in the great war between the 6 righteous Dao and the 4 great demon sects and the demon race with you. At 30, for defeating Black Tiger Taoist of Huang State across ranks, Lien became famous in a single battle, attracting the attention of the demon race. At 35, Lien was defeated by the demon tribe prince and escaped back to Mount Shu, barely alive, and you helped her heal her injuries. At 40, Lien fought the demon tribe prince again and slayed him, her fame startling the demon race of Huang State. At 50, with years of experience, Lien had become one of the pillars of Mount Shu, leading a team of Mount Shu elders and disciples to participate in the attack on the Reincarnation Hall stronghold, killing the son of the Reincarnation Hall Lord. At 70, Lien led a team with you into Huang State to suppress the demon race. At 75, Lien combined her many years of experience and insights, underwent seclusion and cultivation for 5 years, and smoothly broke through to the void refinement realm. Under your guidance, she left Sha State for further experience. Ding, due to the insufficiency of your cultivation, you can only simulate a disciple's life for 100 years. Simulation ends. Lu Changsheng carefully went through the simulation of his little disciple, Lien's, life by the system, and he was struck by a turbulent surge of emotions. At 8, in the Golden Core realm. At 15, in the Nascent Soul realm. At 25, in the Dao Palace realm, with minor achievements in the Martial King Divine Physique. At 75, in the Void Refinement realm. His own disciple, what a monster. Eldest senior brother Li Changye had cultivated for 500 years and had only reached the 9th layer of the Dao Palace realm. Although, Lu Changsheng always felt that the eldest senior brother wasn't as simple as he appeared on the surface. Lin Qingzi's fate has not changed. At the age of 25, Lien participated in the great war with me between the 6 righteous Dao and the 4 great demon sects, the demon race. In other words, the catastrophe the eldest senior brother talked about will happen in 18 years, I still have 18 years of time to cultivate. Lu Changsheng, through simulating the life of his disciple, was also peeking into the secrets of heaven. After all, Lu Changsheng is their master, the one behind the scenes of his disciples' lives is none other than himself. Chapter 18. My eldest disciple will face a calamity in 4 years. If I assist from behind the scenes, how would his life change? Lu Changsheng simulated Lin Qingzi's life again, this time under the premise that at the age of 19, when ambushed by an elder of the demon sects, he would secretly come to the rescue. Ding, you have changed the conditions, the system is re-simulating the life of the disciple, Lin Qingzi. Ding, today's simulation attempts -1. Simulation begins. At 16, under your dedicated guidance, Lin Qingzi broke through to the Golden Core realm. At 18, the young disciples of Mount Shu ventured out for experiential training. At 19, the Mount Shu team that Lin Qingzi was a part of completed their training mission and were ambushed by demon sect disciples on their way back to Mount Shu. When the elder of the demon sects thought he could annihilate all the Mount Shu disciples, you appeared from behind the scenes, killing the elder with a single palm strike. Elder of the demon sects, deceased. At 25, Lin Qingzi went down the mountain again for training and, during a dispute, defeated Xiao Shangdao. At 33, during the great calamity of the righteous path in Sha State, Lin Qingzi fought alongside Yuan Lian against the 4 great demon sects and the demon race. At 40, because you continually infused him with power, the mediocrely talented Lin Qingzi broke through to the Dao Palace realm. At 42, Lin Qingzi was plotted against in a major battle with the demon sects. Lin Qingzi, deceased. Simulation ends. Lin Qingzi died, again. Lu Changsheng rubbed his temples, feeling a headache coming on. This eldest disciple of his, saddled with poor Qi destiny, when would his fortune finally turn? People with the heart of the innocent are naive and are easily plotted against, and they exhibit Mediocre talent in the early stages. The path of cultivation is extremely fraught with hardships. The life of Lin Qingzi, compared to that of his junior sister Lian's, which is monstrous, seemed somewhat lackluster. Lu Changsheng was betting on Lin Qingzi's potential for the future. According to the ancient records of Mount Shu, cultivators with the heart of the innocent might one day achieve path comprehension and ascend to immortality. Furthermore, having an innocent-hearted eldest disciple in the future to manage his younger brothers and sisters would mean that Lu Changsheng wouldn't need to worry too much and could focus on his own cultivation. Even if this unlucky eldest disciple of mine has a difficult fate at the beginning, I can simulate his life and assist at critical junctures, helping him to turn danger into safety. I hope he can achieve something great in the future. While Lu Changsheng took disciples to exploit the system, a day as a teacher meant a lifetime as a father. He couldn't help but worry about his disciples' fate. I've used up both simulation chances for today, I'll simulate again later. Lu Changsheng knew he could change his disciples' fate at critical junctures, so he wasn't in a hurry. If in 4 years Lu Changsheng were to intervene, the eldest disciple Lin Qingzi would be free from any life-threatening concerns before the age of 42. Lu Changsheng meditated in a seated position, continuing to cultivate the 5th layer of the Supreme Purity Limitless technique. Although the system could return cultivation levels, Lu Changsheng still had to rely on himself to practice cultivation techniques and consolidate his realm. In the following month, Lu Changsheng alternately rewarded his 2 disciples with elixir pills, continuing the power-infusing initiation. 1 month later, Lian had already mastered the 2nd layer of the purple flame primordial art. Lu Changsheng began to teach Lian martial techniques. With Lu Changsheng's Dao Palace realm, simultaneously cultivating the supreme purity limitless technique and the 9 dragons refinement technique, he had plenty of leeway in instructing the Qi transformation realm martial king divine physique. Ding, you have rewarded your disciple, Lian, with a profound rank mid-grade martial technique. Rapid Dragon Break, receiving a 400-fold payback reward, a heaven rank mid-grade martial technique, Azure Dragon 9 forms. Ding, you have awarded your disciple, Lian, a high-grade spiritual artifact, Red Fire Spear, and have received a 1000-fold return reward for teaching, a low-grade innate spirit treasure. Unparalleled Overlord Spear. Ding, the number of rewardable opportunities today -2, the remaining number of rewardable opportunities is 0. Lu Changsheng held a red tassel spear in both hands, demonstrating the 13 spear techniques of the Rapid Dragon Break. A glint of cold light arrived first, followed by a spear thrust like a dragon. The red tassel spear whistled through the air, creating gusts of wind, its movements as fluid as drifting clouds and water, like a wind dragon roaring in a gale. Lu Changsheng practiced the sword Dao, but with his innate Taoist body, comprehending profound rank martial techniques was as simple to him as eating and drinking were for mortals. Lian sat propped up by her hands, watching avidly. Her eyes shone bright, filled with great interest. After all, she was a descendant of the Huang tribe, born with the martial king divine physique. In her golden blood flowed genes that yearned for battle. Have you memorized it? I've remembered it all. Lian leapt up excitedly, wielding the red fire spear, and adeptly executed the spear techniques recorded in Rapid Dragon Break. Because Lian was still small in stature, she looked somewhat comical wielding the long spear. But one should not underestimate the power of the martial king divine physique. As the long spear swirled, it occasionally produced the sound of tearing through air, and its force left cracks on the stone walls of the cave dwelling. This little one is indeed best suited for the martial path. When she is told to meditate and cultivate, she always seems restless, but when it comes to learning profound rank martial techniques, she masters them after just one look. Lu Changsheng sighed at the affinity of the martial king divine physique for martial arts. Nevertheless, Lu Changsheng still pushed his little disciple to cultivate the Tao alongside her martial training, in order to unlock all her potential and allow her to go farther in the future. It's time to break through to the 2nd layer of the Tao Palace realm. After teaching Lian the spear techniques, Lu Changsheng refined the cultivation he had received in return for the power-infusing initiation over the past month and went into seclusion for 7 days. Lu Changsheng was excessively cautious, accumulating strength in each realm before moving on. Only when he was completely certain of success did he formally enter seclusion. 7 days later, Lu Changsheng emerged from his cave dwelling, and when Lin Qingzi and Lian saw their master again, they felt he had become even more unfathomable. It's time to give you your power-infusing initiation again. Lu Changsheng's advancement to the second layer of the Dao Palace realm was as smooth as the flow of water reaching its channel. Fresh out of seclusion, he did not forget to take advantage of the system rewards. Every 10 years, Mount Shu has a grand ceremony to accept new disciples. And every third year, after the entry of each generation of disciples, there is an opportunity for them to spar with each other to see the progress of their cultivation over the 3 years, known as the Mount Shu Disciples Assembly. Following that is their first foray out of the mountain for experience. While preparing to perform the power-infusing initiation on his senior disciple Lin Qingzi, Lu Changsheng recalled some of the Mount Shu's sect rules. Disciple will definitely perform well and dare not bring shame to master's name. Moved by Lu Changsheng's continuous power-infusing initiations that helped him improve his cultivation, Lin Qingzi made a vow to make his master proud. Cough cough, when the time comes, restrain yourselves and do not display your full strength. Master, why is that? The tree that sticks out from the forest gets blown down by the wind, the sediment that rises high on the riverbank gets eroded by the current. The person who stands taller than others will be the target of envy. By observing past lessons, we can prevent repeating the same mistakes. In short, we cultivators should keep a low profile and not be competitive. Lu Changsheng spoke earnestly. The demon sects of this world would not tolerate the growth of a protagonist. If they found a genius perceived as a threat, they would do whatever it took to eliminate them early on. Only by lying low could there be a greater chance to reach sainthood. Lin Qingzi bowed solemnly. Disciple will keep it in mind. Lian's eyes, however, were filled with great confusion. What did keeping a low profile mean? Was it something one could eat? Chapter 19. 3 years later, at Mount Shu's Qingyan Peak, a young girl practiced sword flight, deftly maneuvering through the forest and easily catching up with an immortal deer. Mount Shu possessed a supreme magical formation capable of confining nature's spiritual energy for the cultivation of Mount Shu's disciples. The spiritual energy here was denser than in other places, which is why there were many immortal cranes, immortal deer, spirit apes, and spirit squirrels. Some of the immortal deer that had been on Qingyan Peak for many years even possessed the cultivation of the Qi transformation realm. It was said that over the tens of thousands of years in Mount Shu, there were small animals that, nurtured by the nature's spiritual energy, achieved the nascent soul realm, transformed into human form, and became elders of Mount Shu. The girl seemed to enjoy playing a lot, chasing all sorts of spirit beasts around Qingyan Peak, causing quite a commotion. Junior sister, master has summoned us to his cave abode, stop messing around. A simple-looking man came flying over on his sword and stopped the girl. That's great, I can see master again. This time master's seclusion was really long, let me think. It's been a month already. The girl counted on her fingers excitedly. Her master, Lu Changsheng, had unwittingly been in seclusion for 33 days. Big senior brother, what realm do you think master's cultivation has reached? That probably only master himself knows. I suspect that our master is actually an immortal. Lin Qingzi and Lian arrived at the cave abode on Qingyan Peak. Inside the cave abode, a Taoist priest with a divine presence and handsome features was meditating and cultivating. Master, you have finally come out of seclusion. Lian rushed forward excitedly. However, Lu Changsheng slapped her face aside, disapprovingly saying, have you forgotten the proprieties between master and disciple? I've missed master so much. Big senior brother does nothing but cultivate or play chess all day, which is really boring, and master won't let me go down the mountain. Lian pouted. Lu Changsheng couldn't help but smile. This disciple had a special background. All 4 great demon sects and the demon race were searching for her. Only Mount Shu could provide protection. This was why Lu Changsheng did not permit his disciple to go down the mountain on her own. Tomorrow is Mount Shu's decennial disciple assembly. All disciples recruited within the last 10 years will participate in sparring to check on their cultivation progress. At the same time, it is also an opportunity to accumulate real combat experience. The internal sparring among Mount Shu disciples can be seen as a simulation. If you encounter extremely vicious individuals from the great demon sects or the demon race in the future, that would be a fight to the death. However, during this disciple assembly, you must not reveal your true cultivation. Lu Changsheng called his 2 disciples to explain the upcoming Mount Shu disciple assembly. The system indicated that after 3 years, Lin Qingzi's cultivation had reached the 6th level of the Golden Core Realm, while Lian's had reached the 7th level of the Golden Core Realm. Lin Qingzi's cultivation of the Takshuan skills had reached the 5th level. Lian's Purple Flame Primordial Art was also at the 5th level. Because Lu Changsheng continuously performed power-infusing initiation for his 2 disciples, their cultivation had advanced by leaps and bounds, to an astounding degree. Lu Changsheng worried that if the 2 disclosed their true cultivation at the upcoming Mount Shu disciple assembly, it would cause a sensation throughout the entire Mount Shu, and even disturb the great demon sects. Condensing a golden core in 3 years, forming a nascent soul in 10, such a speed of cultivation was unimaginable. At that time, just show the strength of about the 7th or 8th level of the Qi transformation realm. As for winning or losing the sparring match, your master doesn't care. Lu Changsheng reminded his 2 disciples to conceal an entire realm of their actual cultivation level, which would make these 2 monstrous disciples appear more like normal people, and not draw attention. About winning or losing, or saving face, Lu Changsheng truly didn't care. Lu Changsheng planned to quietly reach sainthood in Mount Shu. Master is truly an exemplar for us. Lin Qingzi looked at Lu Changsheng with even more respect. In his view, his master was as unaffected as clouds and breeze, surely an immortal without a doubt. This disciple understands. Lian's eyes spun around, and she nodded obediently. She had listened, but not quite taken it all in. The next day, the once-a-decade disciple convention on Mount Shu's main peak was held. It was another grand event following the apprentice acceptance ceremony. All newly recruited disciples from the various peaks, via drawing lots, would randomly select opponents to learn from each other, comparing cultivation levels, and accumulating practical combat experience. Although Mount Shu did not advocate combat, both the rivers and lakes in the cultivation world were perilous, and lacking combat experience was undoubtedly like a flower in a greenhouse, unable to bear heavy responsibilities. Wave after wave of flying swords tore through the sky, heading towards Mount Shu's main peak, crowding the place to the brim. This grand occasion was seen by many Mount Shu disciples as an opportunity to bring honor to their masters. Outer sect disciples also had the chance to challenge inner sect disciples during this convention. Those who performed exceptionally might catch the eye of Mount Shu elders and be taken in as inner sect disciples. If inner sect disciples were likened to private tutoring, then outer sect disciples were akin to public lectures. Moreover, the cultivation resources they received from Mount Shu were different, with inner sect disciples sometimes receiving private rewards of cultivation techniques or magical treasures from the elders, or even, in more extreme cases, power-infusing initiation. To the outer sect disciples, the Mount Shu Disciple Convention was an opportunity to shine, and it wasn't without the possibility of rising in status. 3 streaks of light descended, and Lu Changsheng arrived at Mount Shu's main peak with his 2 disciples. Master, there are so many people here. Lian tugged excitedly at Lu Changsheng's sleeve. In her 3 years of cultivating at Qingyan Peak, Lian had yet to meet other Mount Shu disciples. Just make sure you don't beat them to death later on. Lu Changsheng issued his final caution to this little disciple, who possessed the martial king divine physique. Lian had already reached the 7th level of the Golden Core Realm, and her 10,000 phenomena body refining skills had been cultivated to the stage of the power of 1,000 phenomena. Don't be fooled by Lian being only 10. Her tiny fists, when landing on someone, felt as if the person was struck by 1,000 wild elephants. It wasn't because Lu Changsheng was boasting, but among the new generation of Mount Shu disciples present, not one could withstand a punch from her. Even the elite Golden Core Realm disciples of Mount Shu were no match for the 10-year-old Lian. So Lu Changsheng reminded his young disciple not to accidentally kill any other Mount Shu disciples, or it would cause a big problem. Lian nodded, but there was some confusion in her eyes. Mount Shu disciples were clearly robust and formidable, so why wasn't her master worried about his own disciple, but instead, that others might be beaten to death? Could it be that Lian was not important in her master's eyes? At the thought, Lian pouted. Qingzi, you know what to do, right? This disciple knows. Lu Changsheng wasn't worried about Lin Qingzi. Lin Qingzi's nature was non-competitive, he would definitely go easy. Lu, brother. Chen, senior brother. When did you take another disciple? And a girl at that. Recently, I had some spare time, so I took in one more disciple to pass the time. When other arriving Mount Shu elders inquired about Lian, Lu Changsheng casually dismissed the topic. To date, only Lu Changsheng, Li Changye, Shaning She from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, and a female disciple, as well as the sect leaders of Mount Shu in the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, knew Lian's true origins. An elder from Mount Shu asked, "May I know the current cultivation levels of Lu's 2 disciples?" Chapter 20. All Mount Shu elders looked toward Lu Changsheng and his disciples without prior agreement. 3 years ago, at the Mount Shu disciple induction ceremony, Lu Changsheng, who never left Qingyan Peak, made an exception and took a disciple, an orphan from Liang Kingdom with mediocre qualifications. This matter was well known to everyone in Mount Shu, especially since Lu Changsheng became an elder of the Dao Palace realm. His status in Mount Shu was not low, yet he took a disciple with mediocre qualifications, as well as a young female disciple, which was indeed strange. It's embarrassing to say, but my eldest disciple is only at the Qi transformation realm, Lu Changsheng said, with neither a red face nor a skipped heartbeat. If I remember correctly, 3 years ago, he was just a mortal at the first level of the foundation establishment realm. Lu is truly a genius who stepped into the Dao Palace realm in just 250 years. In just 3 years, he managed to bring a disciple with mediocre talents into the Qi transformation realm. This is truly a serendipitous blessing that he has cultivated in his 3 lifetimes. Lu is indeed a master teacher. It's no wonder the sect leader initially took Lu as his direct disciple. Lu's future is boundless. Many nascent soul realm elders heaped flattery upon him. Hearing the Dao has its order, although some Mount Shu elders had been in the sect longer than Lu Changsheng, they might stop at the nascent soul realm for life, whereas Lu Changsheng had stepped into the Dao Palace realm 3 years ago, now holding a status above theirs in Mount Shu. The flattery from these nascent soul realm elders of Mount Shu was not just for the sake of it. In their eyes, to be able to bring a disciple, whose root bone, comprehension, and Qi destiny were all inferior, from the first level of the foundation establishment realm to the Qi transformation realm in 3 years was already quite remarkable. Lu Changsheng would never perform a power-infusing initiation for a disciple with such qualifications, right? Upon hearing the flattery of the numerous Mount Shu elders and seeing their surprised expressions, Lu Changsheng was muttering in his heart, if these Mount Shu elders knew that Lin Qingzi's cultivation had already reached the 6th level of the Golden Core realm, wouldn't they be so surprised that their jaws would drop to the ground? Furthermore, the mere 10-year-old Lian had already reached the 7th level of the Golden Core realm. If the Mount Shu elders knew Lian's true cultivation level, wouldn't they be ashamed enough to want to find a hole to crawl into? The Grand Master and his disciples are here. The sect leader is still in seclusion, so the Grand Master will preside over this meeting of disciples. The disciple of the Grand Master, Xiao Shangdao, had already reached the 3rd level of the Qi transformation realm 3 years ago and also possesses the special constitution, Spirit Sword physique. Under the Grand Master's guidance, 3 years have passed. I wonder if he has already reached the Golden Core realm. Even if he hasn't reached the Golden Core realm, I reckon he's not far off. Grand Master Li Changye and his disciple Xiao Shangdao, dressed in sword attire, arrived at the main peak, as numerous Mount Shu elders nodded to Li Changye in greeting. Xiao Shangdao followed behind Li Changye, carrying a longsword on his back, with a dignified and spirited air about him. His teacher was the first disciple of the sect leader of Mount Shu, the likely future sect leader. The 7th generation sect leader of Mount Shu, Grand Master Talon, was also of the Spirit Sword physique. He, Xiao Shangdao, might also become the sect leader of Mount Shu in the future. Once everyone has gathered, the disciples participating in the sparring can begin drawing lots. During the sparring, it's light contact only, not a fight to the death. There will be elders on the sidelines during the sparring, and if anyone is in mortal danger, they will immediately intervene to separate the two combatants. Li Changye explained the rules of the sparring between disciples in simple terms, to prevent Mount Shu disciples from letting anger get the better of them and inadvertently Turning the competition into a life and death struggle, there would be Mount Shu elders watching. The fight to intervene when necessary. For this sparring session among our Mount Shu disciples, we have also invited the elders of the other 5 major orthodox sects to watch. Li Changye announced another matter. Grand Master, why would we invite the elders of the other 5 major orthodox sects to watch our sparring? It would be bad if the other sects learned the depth of our Mount Shu disciples' abilities, someone said. That's right, although the 6 orthodox sects have joined forces to suppress the 4 demon sects, every party has its secrets. We can't let them know the details of our current generation of disciples. Many elders from Mount Shu were astonished and did not understand the intention behind the eldest disciples' invitation to the other 5 major orthodox sects at this moment. This is the sect leader and the wishes of the supreme elders. With that statement from Li Changye, the Mount Shu elders immediately fell silent. The supreme elders and the sect leader were from the same era, and their ability to survive until now without death showed the terror of their cultivation levels. Since it was the intention of the Mount Shu sect leader and supreme elders, who would dare speak further? Could it be that the eldest disciple is using the name of the disciples' grand meeting to summon the other 5 major orthodox sects for a discussion? Lu Changsheng secretly communicated with Li Changye. You cannot be deceived, indeed it is so. Li Changye had sent Lu Changsheng to Huang State, and Lu Changsheng knew the reasons behind it, so Li Changye did not conceal them. Lu Changsheng's eyes gleamed with a sharp light. The demon sects had exhausted all of their schemes, and now these high-ranking members of the orthodox sects were also strategizing behind the curtain, setting up their plans in advance. Truly, none was simple. Martial Alliance, Elder Yi has arrived. Refinement Sect, Elder Lu has arrived. Hidden Dragon Temple, Elder Zug has arrived. Immeasurable Temple, Master Mingzi has arrived. Inquiry Immortal Pavilion, Fairy Sha has arrived. Streaks of flowing light descended, and the elders from the other 5 major orthodox sects came to visit Mount Shu. Fairy Sha, Lu Changsheng looked towards the arrivals, and sure enough, there was Sha Ningxie from the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion. Sha Ningxie knew the ins and outs of the incident in Huang State. It was not surprising that the Inquiry Immortal Pavilion sent Sha Ningxie to visit Mount Shu. The other 4 elders had long and powerful auras, none of them being anything less than masters of the Dao Palace realm. The 5 major orthodox sects had clearly taken this matter very seriously, thus they sent significant figures from their own sects. Sha Ningxie was cold as frost, commanding respect and distance from others, beautiful to admire from afar but not to be disrespected. And when Sha Ningxie saw Lu Changsheng among the group of Mount Shu elders, she nodded slightly towards him, a gesture of recognition, for they had once faced life and death together and escaped from the hands of Black Tiger Taoist. This Fairy Sha seems to be a direct disciple newly accepted by the Fairy Pavilion Master. I wonder about her cultivation level in Dao Bone. Fairy Sha is indeed as beautiful as a heavenly immortal. No, I must maintain my Dao heart and not stray off the path, lest the 600 years of my cultivation of the Virgin Boy technique go to waste. It's surprising that Immeasurable Temple actually sent Master Mingzi. Master Mingzi had reached the 6th layer of the Dao Palace realm 300 years ago. Refinement Sect's Elder Lu, this person can forge acquired spirit treasures and is revered by the 6 orthodox sects. Elder Zug from Hidden Dragon Temple is said to have a talent in the aspect of time, with unfathomable cultivation. Elder Yi from Martial Alliance is not an ordinary person either. He single-handedly fought against 10 demon sect elders 200 years ago and still managed to emerge unscathed. The Martial Alliance focuses on martial practice. They're all a bunch of body refinement maniacs. 1 against 10 is no surprise. The Mount Shu elders whispered among themselves. Apart from the young Sha Ningxie, the other 4 Dao Palace realm elders were all well-known great figures with long-standing reputations. The Mount Shu disciples' grand meeting is now officially open. After the arrival of the elders from the other major orthodox sects, Li Changye declared the beginning of the Mount Shu disciples' grand meeting. Yet, Lu Changsheng knew that the Mount Shu disciples' grand meeting was a ruse, and Li Changye probably wanted to take the opportunity to discuss matters with the other 5 major orthodox sects.